Hello and welcome everyone to tonight's episode of the Relics of Old. Last time around, our intrepid adventurers stumbled across a strange red wooden door. Kind of poking around it a little bit, they ventured forth and met a very eccentric man named Herm de Herm. Kind of learning a little bit about who he is, it is quickly decided that he must die. A little bit of other dialogue continues with them and with him and the group, eventually leading to his eventual death, which is where we pick up over the broken body of the hermit, Herm de Herm, which I believe Fink immediately dug through his pockets, looking specifically for the little red archway.
Yep.
Which, looking for that. Fink, could you give me an investigation check as you start rifling through a pocket that quickly, as you stick your hand into it, begins moving up, and you are about shoulder deep into this man's pocket.
Cloak of holding.
Basically.
I need to go find dice.
Okay. So, while Fink is shoulder deep into Herm's pocket, what would you guys, the rest of you, like to do?
I will, one, make it over to the group. Two, also rifle for things in his pocket.
Okay,
or
you take the
assist, one of the two.
It's up to you.
I'm not quite sure how I feel about this.
What's there not to...
I mean, he's not even cold yet, and you're rifling through his things.
I mean, to be fair, does he really need it still? You hear the Minotaur speak up.
Thank you. What's his name?
Garak?
Garak. That is right, Garak.
It's not awesome, but 13.
13?
Did you want me... Because I could... either I could roll or I could do an assist. I was going to assist.
Well, it depends what you're doing.
Well, I want to know what else he had.
If you were rifling through another pocket, then you would have your own check.
Fink
but if you were somehow like trying to shove Fink deeper into the pocket, maybe then you could assist.
I was meaning.
But it's hard to get another arm in there, kind of thing.
Is Fink looking for one particular thing or everything in general?
Fink is.
I'm looking for one thing.
The red archway.
I will do a different roll to see what else he has on him.
Petunia has a question.
How tall was Herm de Herm?
Herm de Herm was about 6 feet.
Ooh, I'm going to disguise self, and that lasts for an hour, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
To look like Herm de Herm.
Nice.
Nice.
Ah, he's back! Kill him! Kill him!
No.
No.
Otherwise...
Wait, there's two of him now?
No, but I figured...
Why does that one still have an arm?
DM.
What?
22.
22. Okay. Fink, you are, again, shoulder deep into this guy's pockets, and you fish around, you feel a few things, but you do eventually get your fingers and feel very good about the piece that you've got. Pull it forward, like pull your entire arm out, and you have a little red archway. Iniara, you go shoulder deep in his other pocket with a 22. You find a rather large sack. You find it a little bit difficult maybe to get your full hand around it in one go, but definitely able to pull it out if you wish. Kind of feeling around a little bit more, you find a long and what you would imagine thin stick-like thing based on the feel of the woody texture of it. Yep, found a sack and a stick so far. Continuing around, you come across a glass container. And that is what you find in that pocket.
I would like to, at will, detect magic. Because I can do
Okay.
that with my feet.
Herm is magical.
He himself is magical?
He radiates with transfiguration magic. Transfiguration is the wrong area. Transmutation magic.
From the whole body himself.
You notice,
Glowing.
as you're continuing to kind of focus on this, and as you guys are rifling through his pockets, that level of magic is quickly diminishing.
Okay.
At least I still look like him as this form.
Do you think that might have been placed there by the red cap?
Maybe. I don't know. Should we wait and see what he fully looks like at this rate?
Random question. Do we remember how many days we just moved in, so we still have 3 days left on this house, right?
Yes.
Correct. Yep. He just placed the doorway.
Okay. Yeah, because we had just
And then we
redone
attacked.
it. That's why we came out. Okay. Well, we came out, but
the building was collapsing around you, basically, or like shrinking in and around you guys. Punched out through the door. That previous one kind of popped out of existence, and before combat was initiated, he had placed down the red doorway yet again.
Right, because
Okay.
Fink yelled.
So it was 3 days.
I don't remember
still.
what it was and tried to
Based on
grab
what
him
he's
and
told
rip
you
him off.
previously, yes, 3 days is what you have still on this current location.
It was hobo.
Oh, well, that's
It was-
right.
it was hobo.
I wonder how many kitchens are in there now.
I know, right? I want to know what's behind that other door, too. But we'll get there. We'll go back inside. We'll get there. But I'm
So
very
do you
curious.
pull anything out of his pocket, or do you just cast Detect Magic with your shoulder?
I
like your
pull
arm
everything
deep
out of the
into his
pocket you said I found.
I
Okay,
will.
well, that changes what you see with Detect Magic then.
Oh, well, I would have pulled everything out and then detect magic.
Well, I guess the order of operations that I understood was you were still shoulder deep into him when you cast Detect Magic.
I looted his body first and then detected magic. To me, that says I took all the stuff
I
out of
must
his
have missed that
pocket
small
and then
detail.
detected.
As you were feeling around the sack and the stick, you cast Detect Magic, and you found that his body is Transmutation Magic.
I thought you said his whole body, like head to toe.
Correct.
Okay, I still take the stuff out of his pockets and then cast detect
Okay.
magic.
You do so. Pulling forth the sack, it is a money pouch, basically, or like a very large cloth sack. Kind of shaking it around, you feel that there are a lot of coins in this thing.
Be careful, that's his coin purse.
You find and pull out a long, thin stick, staff-like. It's what you saw him use previously. And the glass container looks to be a bottle of ink.
To be
Alright.
clear, I'm gonna grab whatever else was in that pocket too after I found what I wanted.
Okay. You go again, jump back in, shoulder deep. Your detect magic again shows that the transmutation magic is waning quickly, but you are able to pull out a leather-bound tome. You don't know what kind of leather this is made from.
You know, if you're just going to take everything from this poor man, let's at least do it right. Garak, grab him by the ankles, lift him upside down, and shake him.
All right.
Turn all the pockets
He
inside
grabs
out.
the one good leg and just
Oh,
starts
that's right.
giving him a good shaking. You don't see anything else fall out. And instead, this man is just ragdolling, like arms a flailing as this minotaur is just shaking the hell out of him.
One
Ugh.
About,
I
like-
think that was everything, and he just drops him, and he crumples.
How about like jewelry and or necklace or like in his robes and stuff too, whatever he's wearing.
Pretty much all he's wearing is that ripped up robe. After
Wait,
he was attempted to be grappled, that kind of tore the back end of it off. At
Well,
least
I'd
a
like
large
to.
chunk of cloth is missing.
I would like to derobe him And I would like to spend time mending and fix that robe so that we have it.
Does he still glow after we take all of this off?
So if after you take the robe off, he no longer starts glowing. Or he is no longer glowing, and you see that the magic aura around the robe itself is pretty much gone.
Does he look the same after we take off the robe?
No, he looks naked now.
Well, I mean, what I was reading here. There's something about the robe. It was doing magic, but it's losing. Is it losing it, or is it just not?
It appears to be losing its magic, yes.
That might have been my fault.
Can we at least turn him on his stomach?
I think that's a good idea. You want to be moved more than
so much.
get buried?
I look like him. It's weird. I don't need just no.
The long stick or long pole radiates with conjuration magic. Since you'd still have that up, the container of ink seems to alternate between all magical schools. There's a kind of just a rainbow of color moving through. And his the leather-bound book also radiates with several forms of magic.
Would we be able to, because each time you cast, you're identifying or detect magic?
Just detect magicking, because I picked up a feat that lets me do it at will now.
Okay. Well, then I ask everyone, so do we want to take a short rest before we go see what possible horrors he put behind door number 4?
Do we want to go to like one of the other rooms inside there and short rest? Or do we want to be out in the open here to short rest?
I mean, I'm not sure. Would we be safe tonight? Doesn't he come?
I don't know. Well, it's morning. I think we woke up like 10 minutes ago.
That seems about right, yeah. And you see him wipe the sleep out of his eyes still.
Well, that's up to you guys. I'm good either way.
I am too. I'm up for a short rest either way. Let's just short rest. We can do it here.
Sorry, I had child aggro. Did we decide what we were doing with this body?
You flipped him over, so his willy is no longer showing.
If we have everything, I would like to light him on fire with bonfire.
You feel that you have everything based on what you've got. You've got a naked elven man kind of flopped down on the road. So yeah, easy enough. If you choose to, you set a bonfire ablaze, and he starts, being cremated.
Anybody have any objections to that?
No, not at all. It's not my land. He's not one of my people, so.
This is a strange morning, and I'm gonna walk back to where I manacled him and go and grab my manacles.
Okay. Easy enough.
I light him up.
All right.
I would like to partake in our short rest.
Presumably you stand upwind of the body.
Yes.
Okay.
We're that type of party, remember? We clean up after ourselves.
Very true. All started with the wolves.
Yep, exactly. This is us continuing that trend.
Mm-hmm. All right. Were you guys going to take a short rest inside or on the roadway here?
I'm fine for either. I think right now outside here, because we can light it on fire and do whatever out here for an hour.
Yeah, keep an eye on the fire while it's burning.
Okay. Easy enough. And Fink, you just keep recasting that, kind of finishing off the cremation as you guys rest for the hour. I will consider that restful. If you need it, Fink, that will still count as a short rest for you, even though you're kind of actively casting during that time. So, all kind of sitting down and taking a brief respite, you find that it is actually a very peaceful morning with the crackling of Herm in the background. Birds begin to chirp, and it's a very beautiful morning.
After I've done my short rest, could I do identify? It's been fresh this on
Sure.
everything that we have that's magical.
Okay. Sure. Which item would you like to start with?
Let's start with the door.
The door. Okay. You take some time, you pull out the pearl, kind of place it in, you begin the ritual, carving your arcane glyphs into the ground, and then focusing your attention on this little red wooden arch. What you learn is, oddly enough, it's called the Redwood Arch. This archway allows you to create a portable home that will last for 72 hours. The only catch is the door must be placed in a new location each time. Otherwise, the item will fail. You are unable to change the interior of this place. Whatever it is placed as is its permanent status, basically, for the next 3 days. So it functions similar to Mordekainen's magnificent mansion, but much more restricted.
With a minimum of 2 kitchens.
Sometimes.
Well, it kind of sounds
Unless you
like
want
maybe
more.
the next time that we use this door, it might be different because we can't change it now that it's placed, but on a new placement you can change it.
Correct. Also to note, it recommends, or you get the feeling that before the 72 hours is up, you should probably leave. This requires a command word to be spoken, and you must simply say home in Sylvan.
Does it tell us what that
And so-
is?
Just says you need to say home in Sylvan. Once placed, it takes 1 minute for the space to materialize. So you can't use it in combat. I mean, technically you can use it in combat, but it'll still take a full minute to materialize.
Wonder if that Dryad would be able to help us with this.
So we have 72 hours to figure out someone who can tell us the Sylvan word for home.
Yep, that's kind of what it sounds like.
I mean, we still have the item if we just find someone later on. We just can't use it until then.
True.
Odd question. Can you collapse it early?
You don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't
Good
tell
to
me.
know. Hey, I'm good with a 3-day home, depending on how creepy the interior is.
That's true.
So for whoever would like to possess this item, it is a searchable inventory item you can add to your sheet.
Not I think Fink was holding on to it. You were most intent.
I don't know if it matters who uses it.
Or an Iara.
Yeah, that's true. It
We
doesn't...
identified it. She can hold on to it for now.
Alright.
I don't know Sylvan, so...
I don't either. Because
I don't
maybe-
need it. I bring my home with me. And he slaps his shell.
I think that that Dryad might be able to help us.
Maybe.
Was she
that's a-
speaking Sylvan to you?
No, but I think Dryad speaks Sylvan. I could be wrong. That's probably total metagames. Do you want me to roll for that knowledge there?
Yes, I do.
We can pretend if I said this or not. What knowledge is
You
this?
ratted yourself out.
I did. I rolled a 12 plus something, so
Okay.
Intelligence
yeah,
is my highest stat.
Right. I would say it'd probably be a nature check, so you could ascertain, a creature's abilities or whatever. Yeah, you could reasonably guess that dryads speak Sylvan.
I mean, we can try.
Makes kind of sense since they are one with the trees.
We try that next as our first stop. She was very helpful. We just gotta give them stuff, which is okay.
We should definitely find her something super cool.
Yeah, we should.
Have some mended cloak she can have.
Ooh, there's that.
Well, she's a dryad. Can we just snap off a stick or something and give it to her? Wouldn't she be happy with that?
See, it's not for the dryad, it's for the furlings.
Oh. My bad.
They were so cool.
Is that the place where I got that green fur?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
where we got the green fur.
That was from the dead
Pay
one.
attention.
Moving over to the long, thin pole, you again take some time, you focus on it, and determine that this is Herm's handy ladder. You just need to tap kind of a cliff-like surface, and it will instantly create a ladder that reaches the bottom.
Approximately how many feet are we talking here?
You don't know. Doesn't say. Just says that it will create a ladder to the bottom.
This could be super useful, guys.
That was the stick?
You do know you can only use this once per day. This is the stick, yep.
So I would. That's dangerous. Because if we use it once per day, we could be trapped somewhere.
Very true.
Unless it lasts the whole day.
True.
That's true.
Well, let's just avoid holes to be on the safe side.
Sounds like a good rule of thumb.
Well, that does.
So, what's the plan for today?
Let's see. Can I also try to do the robe?
You can certainly try.
I know I'm trying because it's losing
Okay.
its stuff.
Yeah. You flatten out the robe a little bit with Fink's mending, kind of fixing a lot of that, of the rattiness and the giant tear off the back. You take some time and cast Identify once again, and nothing shows up. It seems like whatever magic was attuned or attached to this is now gone.
I don't think the
Kind
robe
of looking
works
in
anymore.
and feeling around the pockets. They are not deep any longer.
And also my hand only goes this far in versus this far in.
And when you do that, you find that you can see your fingers at the bottom of the robe because there is no pocket.
During the short rest, could I have looked at the tome and counted that?
Sure. I'd allow for that. You also would have probably taken some time and looked at that glass vial or the glass container.
The glass vial.
Determined,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Determined that it's about 150 gold worth of magical ink. So for the purposes of scribing, that would be useful for you. One thing you do notice is you are kind of leafing through this leather tome. You get a very uneasy feeling when you first open it.
Ugh.
And looking through, most of the pages are ruined.
I don't know if this was
As
his
in
book
destroyed,
original.
not,
I know.
arcane glyphs.
I don't know if this was his originally then.
You find about 8 pages that are still readable.
Okay.
You find one for Misty Step as you kind of read through the glyphs on that. Mage Armor. Shield. Gentle Repose.
Okay.
Fly.
Ooh, fly.
Fireball,
Fireball.
Cone of Cold, and Haste.
All right.
Ah, no finger of death.
No finger.
Nah, he wasn't that high level. Enough that had you guys not attacked him quite as quickly as you did, it could have been really nasty the next round.
Do I still have that book that I took last night? That Illusion 101 book?
Yes, you do.
Cool, if I took it out of that place, I wasn't sure if I'd still have it. I'll look at it
Strangely
tonight.
enough, you still do.
That's a good thing to know.
Wasn't sure if that was in character or not quite in character.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. It was...
Did you take some time and look through that book as well?
Only if I had
rest?
time during that hour, or if I did too much already.
Yeah, based on all the identifiers, I'd say you did too much.
Alright, no, that's fine. I just would, I'll wait for tonight or something. Oh, that one.
Okay. Assuming there is one.
That's true. But it's
During the time of them doing all this, I would have pulled Garak over to the side and started playing a game of Boulder Parchment Shears.
Okay. No. 2 seconds.
Oh, sorry, by the way. The big one went to the bathroom, and the little one followed upstairs.
Okay, apologies. As you kind of attempt to teach him this game, he is very, very slow to learn it. It seems having 3 options was a little much for him to comprehend at first. But after probably like 15 minutes, he kind of starts to get the hang of what it is. But mostly due to your superior intellect here, you beat him handily, no pun intended, every time. He seems to have a tell.
Yeah, not trying to do for anything, just passing time.
Yeah, no worries.
Hey, Garak, you're still pretty banged up there, aren't you?
Is the big little up here with him?
Yeah, he's going to the bathroom up
Okay.
there.
See, the problem, Garak, is you keep picking Boulder every single time.
But Rock is strong.
Right, but you know, maybe that was enough for one day. We'll learn more along the way.
But Rock punches through parchment. I don't understand.
I get how it's confusing. I don't understand him all the time either.
Good.
Well, that's
just
not very
me.
nice. He's just a Minotaur.
Oh, I can't get away with it. Always went up.
Yep.
Ah.
All right. With that, your guys' short rest comes to completion. Unless there's anything else you want to do.
Nope. Right before we go into the house, the only thing I want to do is make myself look like Herm to Herm again.
Okay.
Now that my hour's been up at the end of the rest.
Sorry, I was going to mention earlier that we should have done it before we go inside, because we were going to rest. Which you probably honestly would have known we were going to rest before we go.
It wouldn't have mattered. It reset at a short rest anyway.
Oh, okay.
Whether I used it or not. So it was a safety if something came out of the house.
Okay.
But otherwise, I will use it as soon as we go in.
All right,
No, I
shall
mean, you're free to use it when you wish.
we head inside and see what's in there? See how much it's changed than what's behind that door.
I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to stand in the back.
But weren't we also on our way to get the flying water?
Yep, but
Like,
I kind of
this
feel
just
like
seems like a
there's...
distraction.
I mean, there's that, but if there's party members in there, maybe they're not dead yet.
But they were in there when the whole place went boop out of existence, so...
That's true. Then at the very least,
if
they
they were in
deserve
there,
a
they're-
proper burial. Otherwise, their spirits could come back to haunt us.
I don't have the best wisdom, but would I have any knowledge of thinking, okay, if this door closes after 72 hours and we don't know the word yet, but we learn the word eventually and open it up, do I have the knowledge to think that whatever this was will be the same when we open it back up again? Not knowing when we'll open it up?
Sure. Yeah, you can definitely think that.
Okay, so what if we let it close and deal with it later after we figure out the command words so we know the command and how to control this object?
Well, there's no controlling it during the 72 hours as far as I understood.
Right.
And the other thing is, if the red cap made it in, we think through that door, not through the front door, he wasn't expelled when the thing went. So there's something else going on there.
It's like a passage, like a hallway. Maybe.
Because it might be attached, I don't know, maybe it's attached to the red door. Do we need... I mean, I would want to know that before we use the red door again.
Is the only way to find that out is opening the other door?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What's the
I'm
worst
not
that
very
happens
good about finding
by
that out.
opening a door, though?
We all die horrible deaths.
And then
Murder
we'll
house.
see you in the afterlife together.
That's assuming I want to see you in the afterlife.
What have I done to you, Iso? I mean, Petunia, on the other hand, I understand. I'm kidding.
Fair. I'm good either way. I'm good finishing our runs, but I'm also very curious about what's behind that door.
I know, I'm just so curious about that door, too.
I mean,
we're right
it's here for the next 72 hours. What if we went to go and get what we needed done and then come back to it? It should still be here.
We'll come back tonight after we get the flying water?
I mean,
Yeah.
unless someone who knows Sylvan comes by and goes, "What is that doing here?" Blah, 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 and it's gone.
Well, we
But
have
we
the
have-
door, so they can't do it. Which direction,
Or-
Mr. DM,
Magic
is the
confuses
flying
me.
water and the dryad at?
From your current location, from what you know, the flying water is to your north. The dryad is far to the northwest.
So either way, we gotta go northish.
Either way, you got to go north.
Alright, so we do the water, talk to the dryad, and come back? And then do the door.
We travel 1.5 days and then come back. So that
It's
we
not that
come
far
back
away,
to the
is
door,
it?
whether we reach it or not. I have no idea how far away it is.
I kind of sounded like we could have done it all in one go, but we did a lot the previous day, and then we kind of got lost getting here.
We arrived exactly where we were meant to be.
Yes, right in front of a door that we all want to open.
I don't want to open it.
Alright. At the very
I
least,
can open it. That's no problem.
I agree. Let's go grab the water. And maybe talk to the dryad about the word, and then we can come back.
Perfect. I like it.
Before we
Water-
go, perhaps we should camouflage the doors so no travelers along the road go, what's that? And then step into a Murder 12 kitchen house.
Alright,
I
do
think
we
that's a
have
good
a way to
idea.
hide it up there?
We could always cut branches
well,
off trees and just...
I can just imagine a
have-
bunch of or like branches stuck up in the middle of on the cliffside, because that doesn't stand out.
I have some insect repellent.
Let's do the tree thing though. That was just me talking, not Iniara, just saying. Let's do the trees. Let's I don't have enough strength to try and get a branch off of the tree, just saying. Like, I can maybe pick up that thing on the floor, but that's about it. I'm useless when it comes to physical abilities.
I mean, if we need a tree, I still have an axe. And
think we
at
just
least
need some
one working
branches.
arm. We could always take a wild swing or two and see what happens.
I feel like we somehow got to help you, because I don't want to tangle with another Minotaur without your other arm.
I guess I'd prefer that too.
Would you like me to take a second look at it this morning?
The last one.
Well, that's good. That hurt other than making it.
Yes.
Wow, that was just triage.
And you see him kind of kneel down and again show his shoulder, and it doesn't look like much has changed, especially after your last examination of him. Oddly enough.
I go over
Still
and
a bit of like bulging skin on either side of the shoulder.
I go over and I open up my healer's kit and I'd be like, I can help, baby. I don't know if I'm any better than what he did, but
If you think it will work, sure.
yeah. I have both a healer's kit and an herbalism kit, and I am not proficient in either of them.
You see him fish around, grab his axe, and bite into the handle of it, anticipating the worst.
Okay. A medicine check?
Sure, yeah,
Yeah? Oh
that
boy.
works for me.
So excited about this one.
I mean, either
I
that
rolled
or
a
if they're-
natural 1.
I was gonna
And I
say,
have
if you were
0.
helping ESO, wouldn't that just give him advantage? But then you said you got
I
a
feel
nat 1.
really, really bad for Garak.
Mm.
This is back to back nat ones trying to fix him.
I mean, if she was helping, wouldn't it have been an advantage for ESO? Like I tried to say before she said what it was.
Presumably.
Either way.
Or separate
But-
rolls, either way.
I'll take separate rolls, yeah. Especially since
Boy.
she said 1 already.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh gosh, ESO roll 1.
Oh, a little better,
Fine.
16.
16's a little better, yeah.
It's still got a
But
1 in it.
Right, it's still got a 1. You see Petunia take out all the wrong things. You didn't know that these kits had scalpels in them until you see her kind of fish one out, hoping to fix the situation quickly, and are able to kind of stop her before she ends up cutting into the Minotaur. Ultimately, you determine that maybe like
Ooh, you
Yeah.
cut out, Mike.
did I? Shoot.
Yep.
Just at the
was also just trying
ultimately.
to think of what the term was. Ultimately, you determine like an arm brace or something to elevate the arm and like keep it stable is probably the best thing to do at the moment until you can get other forms of healing involved.
See, that helped a bunch, didn't it?
Wait, you're done? I didn't need to scream this time. I don't understand.
Like I said, last time was triage. Now that I know what's wrong, I was able to assess the situation a little better. We just need to give that arm a little bit of rest, so hold still and I'll take the bandages and wrap them up and
All right.
find 2 sticks to use as a branches to use as a temporary splint for his arm.
Perfect. Yeah, easy enough, especially with a 16. It's like you've done this doctoring thing before.
First time! Well, technically second time.
Yeah, the first could have used a little work, but this one was much better.
Just be lucky we didn't have to amputate the arm. Though the way Petunia was gonna help, it was close.
I didn't think there was any saving it.
I mean, that's a fair point. I could see that. if you don't mind, if you think it's all right, I might just duck into that red doorway and try to rest up while you guys do your thing.
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple days.
If anybody comes and tries to enter the door, scream really loudly, and they should run away.
And get out of it by 72 hours.
Well, 71 hours.
71 hours.
Okay.
We'll probably be back before then. But
Wait, hold on.
we'll be
Grok,
fair.
Grok, do you know how to tell time?
Yes.
Good
He's
morning.
fine. Let's go.
Do we need to splint his arm? Is that what I understood?
Already happened.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was
Iso's on this.
stuffing a diaper for bedtime.
Yes, it's going to be pretty soon here. I will have to lay down little.
Yep. No worries. So Garak will one-handedly climb up to the rocky outcropping and kind of squeeze his way through the new red doorway, leaving the four of you to do as you wish.
North.
Yeah, north towards the waterfall. I think I'm gonna get,
Okay.
if it's all right, I think I'm gonna get him
Yeah,
started.
no, I was
for
going to
bed.
suggest now is the quick break as you guys begin setting off northernly to go find some flying water. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. The group just finished up rifling through Herm to Herm's pockets and determining whether or not the items that he possessed were magical or not, before deciding to head north to go collect some flying water. With that, who I would assume Iso is going to helm this expedition, but just in case you're mixing it up, who would like to take the lead?
I certainly can if you guys want to keep me going.
Something about actually having positive values in survival helps.
No, they just trust
I have
me.
a +1. It's not negative. It just is not as good.
That would be a 15 on the survival.
15, perfect. The four of you kind of move past the eastern road here, moving northernly. Eventually, a little bit into your trip, you find a long, winding river. Thinking logically, you obviously begin following the river north. About 2 hours pass as you slowly traverse through the thickets of trees and kind of weave in and out of losing track of the river and finding it yet again. Staying this close to it, you weirdly enough do not see anything that is threatening. There's no hostile creatures. You do see the occasional like deer deeper off into the forest or birds flitting through the trees, but nothing attacks you. Before you find yourselves at the edge of a very large lake yet again, overlooking on the far north part of it a waterfall falling about 30 feet from the top of its cliff all the way down into this lake.
There, see?
Trees all around.
Nary a problem.
At least we weren't going in the river and down that. That would have been. Anyways.
Certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
Well, shall we?
Do we know how much we need? Just some?
I think we just have to fill up a thing for it. Vial?
You
Vial?
don't know.
Let's just grab a vial. Worst comes to worst, we got her a vial.
I still have one flask.
Perfect.
And I
Flask would
have a
be
couple
more than
vials.
enough, I would think.
Yeah, well, I have one flask, but it's filled with blue frog mucus, and the other one is empty.
Lovely.
So I take out my flask.
Bingo, no camera.
It looks that way.
Oh, I know why.
Yes.
Oh, it worked fine.
Hey, perfect.
Well, I have 2 bottles, so I could probably fill the most up.
Oh, that works.
So looking out over this lake, due to its enormity and things like that, on the side that you guys are on, it is completely placid. Even with the waterfall dumping into it and the river at the other end of it, the lake water itself is completely calm.
Unsettling. But Isso's got his 2 bottles. He can swim, right?
Sure can.
Presumably.
That's an okay idea.
Other than one of us who can't swim trying to go in there.
I mean, true.
So I would assume that we need the water more from the closer to the waterfall than, say, the edge of the lake here.
I'd imagine. I mean, there's this particular why it's called flying.
I assume
Unless
that's
we need
where
to get
we
it
need-
as it's falling, because then it's flying. Ish.
Well, I will start walking towards the north side of the lake, towards the waterfall.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. You stay along the bank of the river, not the river, the lake itself, and make your way over towards the waterfall cascading in. The closer you get, you just hear the deafening pounding of water. Before, that's pretty much the only thing you can hear. You can't even hear yourself think. It is just the deafening roar of this water falling.
I will take one of my bottles, uncork it, and reach out towards with a very firm grasp of the bottle.
Good choice.
Stick it as much into the water without it trying to rip out of my hands.
Okay, easy enough. Yeah, it takes a little bit of a finessed hand, but you're able to kind of like keep the flask and the bottle just at the edge of where all this water is falling. Very careful not to have your hand basically like thrown down and lose all the precious contents. And a few moments later, you find yourself with what seems to be full, but as you kind of like pull it back, you notice the water seems to actually be like flowing out of the bottle itself, seeming to fly out of it, if you will.
I will quickly take the cork and stuff it into the bottle.
Okay, easy enough. And you kind of pound it down a bit and look at the bottle, and you see that the content's about 3/4 full with everything that stayed inside, but the water is constantly churning within the bottle.
I really want to detect magic now.
Do you?
Yeah, it's at will, so I'm gonna do it.
Perfect. You are not within 60 feet of Isso, so you don't
So
notice anything.
when it's close, when it gets
Okay.
closer.
I'm
Get there.
I'm going to, seeing all this churning, just wondering what's going to happen. I'm going to kneel down, place the bottle on the ground, but put my hand above it to see if the bottle rises up.
Gotcha. So you place the bottle on the ground, kind of your hand hovering over the top, waiting to see what happens. And although the area you picked is pretty flat, I mean, considering it's a little bit of a rocky outcrop, the bottle kind of jostles, and you hear glass. Well, you don't because it's thundering water, but you see the bottle itself is vibrating all around the rocky surface there, but it doesn't seem to actually lift. Just seems to rumble and roll around before it finally flops on its side and begins to roll a bit.
In my head, I think fascinating, but I can't hear it.
Correct.
I will pick up the bottle and start walking back towards the group and waving my hand and pointing at Iniara.
Okay.
Yep.
What is this stuff?
Ooh, that's cool. Now I'll cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You take a little bit of time here. Cast Detect Magic. And oddly enough, after you complete your ritual, well, it's not a ritual, it's instantaneous for you now. You just think about it, and a magical aura kind of dispenses from you, highlighting anything in the nearby. Besides the items that you know that your companions carry that are magical, the bottle itself is now infused with transfiguration. I did it again, transmutation magic. And you see like the swirl of liquid and the color and all of that kind of moves with the water within the bottle.
It's really neat. It dances. Watch. And I'll put it down on the ground again.
Well, it's got
Yeah, and with that, you see it on the ground, and the glass tinks, and water is smacking against the various sides, and the bottle is kind of dancing all over the forest floor.
Oh, that's a shock. Sorry. Just a lemonade after milk. Different taste.
Where did you find lemonade and milk? You're next to a lake.
I was... Seriously. Anyways.
We're so weird.
I turned to Iso. Do you think you could fill my flask with some of that water? I'm not sure I have the strength to hold on to it.
I am now very curious what happens if someone drinks this water.
Yeah.
Well, you all work it out while I go fill up Petunia's flask. And
Here's another one, and I'll hand my empty one. After I dump
I
mine
am
out.
not your messenger boy.
But you're going there anyways.
stronger than
Look, I'm
us.
out of water. As I dump it out.
Just giving you all a hard time, and he gives you a little coy wink and grabs your bottle and makes his way back towards the waterfall.
Okay. Again, repeating that same process, you're able to carefully kind of dip the flasks in and out of the waterfall, collecting various amounts of it, basically corking it as quick as you can. And you find, again, it's about 3/4 full for the other two containers. And again, same kind of thing as the water is kind of all over the place within the container.
Meanwhile, that other bottle's just dancing on the ground, unless someone picks it up.
Nope, whole time he's gone, it's just wiggling all over the forest floor.
We
and
just,
it's gone.
we just watch it.
So I pick it up. I got it. This is so
And you
cool,
find that
guys.
it does kind of, in your grasp, it does kind of move around a little bit, and the bottle has some force to it, since you're not as strong as Iso.
Definitely not.
Do I have... I have... Why do I have a lamp? What an herbalism kit. What does that all have? Order pestle clippers. I have something that causes biles.
Ooh,
Biles. Oh, I have a
that
poisoner's
was the
kit.
one thing.
I'm supposed to have a poisoner's kit. It's not in my inventory.
So, odd question about the mechanics of how this would work while Iso is collecting the water.
Sure.
If I were to put a sling bullet in my sling and then take my flask and pour either the flying water or the blue mucus on it, would that work, or do I need to like soak it or prep it like I would like a poison arrow?
Well, I guess I run poison arrows a little bit differently, like poisoned items a bit differently. So I think usually it takes a bonus action to coat your ammunition with it, and then it would be the action to fire it. So presumably the same way would work for either the blue mucus or the flying water.
Okay, so I could, use my...
You could, dip it
bonus
quick, put it in
action
a
to-
sling, and chuck it.
Okay.
Did we ever find out exactly what all the different color mucuses did?
Not yet. We have not experimented.
Not fully.
Okay, didn't think so. Continue.
Oh,
I think you have several of them, but not all
I
of the
have blue
colors.
written down somewhere.
I only have one vial of orange.
I've got lots of vials, and I am
Oh,
looking forward to
yes.
experimenting with them.
Yes. The blue one's the exciting one. It's the one that makes you yell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
so there was
that's why I
green,
collected that
blue,
one.
purple, red, orange, and gold.
Makes you yell uncontrollably. Excitement. Will be using.
Yeah, I think you figured out most of them.
Yeah, we got a few of them. I just knew I wrote that one down because I specifically collected it.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for going and getting this water.
Not a problem. The water felt wonderful, actually.
And then I'm gonna...
It's a bit of a strange sensation, though, feeling it drip off the top of your arms.
That would be really weird. And I'm gonna pour some into a vial
Okay.
from my drinking pouch.
I should say, Iso, on your second trip back, you kind of take a little more time and appreciate what this waterfall is. And it's at that point that you realize that the outside portion of it is the falling water. But as you look inside, you realize the lake itself is rising back up on the other side of the waterfall. So there's kind of a split down the middle between rising and falling water.
That's legit. You know, it's so cool when you actually get up close to it. Like, the sides are falling down, but the middle is going upwards. Like, it's drawing the lake up. Still doesn't explain why there's foam all around the edge of the lake, but still, damn neat.
That is very interesting.
I am very
Then
excited.
write this down in a notebook.
To use this at the most inappropriate time.
I gotta fill out one potion bottle, or bottle of flying water.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I have one flask.
All right, so I believe that is 3 total containers of flying water. If I was keeping track of that right.
2 flasks and 1 bottle.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Well, now that we got our water, are we going to continue northwest? How long did it take us to get here?
Well, I think if it
about-
was northwest of where we were, we just have to head more west.
Yeah,
Presumably.
works for me.
Of course, I don't know how far west.
I'm not good with direction. I just kind of wandered off when I left home, so...
Oh, man, I was muted. You're very good at leading us, Iso, so I trust you.
Iso, you would remember that the Dryad was roughly 12 miles west of Spielberg from the first time that you went there. You don't know how far currently you are from the town, though. So it would for sure take about a half day's travel if you were in Spielberg to get back to the Dryad.
Were we traveling north, straight north from Spielberg?
I thought we were heading west, weren't we?
For the Dryad, you were heading west. Where you currently are at, you were kind of heading south, southeast-ish of Spielberg.
Okay, so we're going southeast. So if we went north, we still might have to go northwest, but more on the
More
western
west than
side.
north.
Yeah. Because if we went south and then go north, we would have to subtract what we traveled. So yeah, we'll go west and then north. You think?
Are you leading us this way, Petunia?
Nope, I'll get us lost.
Well, was there anything else anyone wanted to do at the lake here before we leave?
I don't
No, I'm
I
good.
don't think so. I don't think there's anything else here that we need to do.
No one else for a swim?
I mean, do we
I'm
want
going
to
to avoid the water as much as possible from here on out.
I mean, that's fair, Fink. That's very fair.
we have I mean, I don't have any outfit to swim in.
Well, neither do I, but that doesn't stop me.
So aren't you naked?
So?
I mean,
Ugh,
what do you think, Petunia?
I'm not going swimming.
Alright.
It doesn't seem like I want to get back in the water quite yet.
All right, well, maybe another time. Perhaps I also suppose that undertow is quite a bitch. You swim in the wrong way, it's going to shoot you right up that waterfall.
That would be an interesting experience that I don't want to try doing because I'd probably die.
I can't help but wonder what's up there.
I would.
We can come back when we have a little bit more health.
Well, I mean, we could throw something into the waterfall.
Is it this? We quit the campaign, set up a water park here?
Yes.
Right?
The campaign. Is Custom not your new business idea, and you just run the business there, and that's the campaign?
Right.
I mean, it is.
Okay, well, then we will set out once more.
Okay. Heading towards the Dryad?
Yes, I believe.
Okay.
That's where we were going, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
We're gonna go try and learn the Sylvan word for home. Hey guys, I wonder if I can give him this vial of flying water because it is precious. I am technically giving up some of it.
Hopefully it's not like a religious thing for them. They might see us as stealing it.
Well, they told us where the waterfall was, so I'd assume not.
Sorry, I'm old. I get confused sometimes. Onward!
Onward. I mean, the religious thing you saw was the sap we got for your temple.
All right. If you would go ahead and, as you guys set out, roll me a what do you call it?
Survival?
Survival check. Yeah, that's the word.
Okay, 16 again.
Wow, doing pretty good. Could I also get somebody else to roll me a D20?
Ooh, I'll do it.
Straight D20.
Ah, that's cocked. 16.
16.
Hey.
Perfect. Perfect. All right.
I'm very worried
So-
about this perfect.
Nothing to worry about. It's fine. Let me pull up some other stuff on my phone.
Out comes the Tarask.
How'd you guess? Man.
Out pops the red cap.
No, he'll take it slightly easy on us. It'll just be a beholder.
An
Nothing wrong
already
with
dead
that.
one, or
Those are fun to run.
Just has one functioning eye stalk. That's it.
well, that we could take.
Seems legit, yeah. All right, so Issa, as you continue to lead the party northwesterly, trying to find your way back towards Spielberg.
Spielberg, I thought we were going to the Dryad.
Sure, but you need to find Spielberg first to do so.
Do we? All right.
Theoretically. depending how he chooses to do it, if he wants to just start heading west and see how it turns out, that's good too.
I was just confused. I'm sorry.
We don't really have a map either, so I
What?
probably
No one's got
with my mind
cartographer
going towards
background?
landmarks.
Right. Which is why I filled in the gap. And let him go
I'm
towards
sorry,
the
I was
landmark.
just confused. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I understand.
Don't question the turtle, just follow him.
That's how we ended up here.
With that, you kind of head off northwesterly, kind of getting a feel for landmarks through the sky that you've recognized. Definitely that cloud that's shaped like a rabbit, was definitely closer to Spielberg than it was not. And as a result, you kind of head up that direction. Several hours pass as you're making your way through the forest, kind of ducking in and out of various large, very thickly wooded areas. With your 16, though, you thankfully are able to, at a great distance, notice up ahead that there is a single panther kind of slowly walking its way, making its way at the very, very edges of your vision in the forest here, probably 250 feet out, and are able to kind of quiet the group a bit and let it kind of pass out of sight, avoiding that encounter, thankfully. Missed that by 2. And you're able to continue your journey northwesterly. Before long, you find yourself on a small little dirt path, and there is a small little hut stationed along this path. Very simple thatched roofs, a large oak tree not too far away from the building itself, and a small little clearing here in the forest outside of Spielberg itself, the whole area. The door itself is a nice fine green, with a couple windows decorating the outside of this rather small cabin, as it is. You see that the dirt path kind of keeps going off towards the west. The building itself is on your east, as you kind of come up into this clearing.
Does there appear to be like a chimney or anything, or just a simple
There does,
thatch all the
yeah.
way?
And there is a little bit of smoke kind of rolling up from it. It seems like whoever is the occupant of said cabin is presumably at home.
Did we pass this before, or is this new area for us?
This is new.
Yep, this
You
is
have
new.
not gotten here before.
Oh my gosh.
Do we want to go see how many kitchens this guy has?
I feel like Herm the Herms was a special case.
Oh. Do we want to see if anybody's home, or keep going?
Do we know where the healer's hut is at? Is that in this general area?
You don't know. You've never been there.
At the very least, let's knock. Maybe it's the healer? She's north of town, right? Or was she west of
All
town?
you knew was that the healer was east of town.
Okay, east.
Oh, well, we're not east.
Well, let's see where we're at.
As you
back
guys
in the
are kind of sitting here at the edge of this clearing, kind of looking about and kind of inquiring on what to do next, Fink, you happen to notice that a very large bird kind of moves out from the tree itself, away from a nest that was kind of higher up in the branches. And as that's doing, you see kind of like part of the nest sort of breaks away, and there is a small glint up in the nest itself. So, presumably something metallic.
Just
I will tell this to the party, and you can decide what to do with it.
Oh, with that information, my pseudo dragon will fly off.
Okay.
Only about 30 feet away from us, in front of us, and just kind of hang out about 30 feet
Sure. Yeah,
above
it flies
kind of-
up about 25, 30 feet above the group, just kind of staying within your range, very close by, and looking effectively through it. You ascertain that there is, looking in this, there's a couple eggs for one, a small, like, black eggs that are in this nest, and then there is a glint of gold.
Looks like there's some gold up by the eggs.
Kind of looking, estimating that it's about 25 feet up in the tree itself. So towards the top end of the tree, like in the upper branches kind of thing.
Can he grab it if it's gold?
I mean, possibly.
I mean,
Somebody
what
took
if that's
Mage
this
Hand, right?
person's-
I kind of took Mold Earth.
Oh, nuts. Okay, never mind.
Kind of regretting it now, but we do have a pseudo dragon that can fly
Yeah.
up there and
I
grab it.
think it could. It can perform simple tasks.
Maybe we find out if this thing is this person's pet first before we just go stealing things.
Yeah.
I suppose we could do that. Let's ask.
Plus, I
Shall we go to
don't
the
exactly
door?
want to piss off Mama Bird.
Are
That's
you saying a
also
giant
true.
bird lives in this cut?
Well, we just saw something larger
mean,
than
it
my
might.
pseudo dragon fly away. So
Are there Kenku in
Correct.
this world?
Technically, yes.
Could be.
Well, let's, I guess, knock and find out.
Yeah, I mean, if this person's lived here for a while, they might know what's in the nest.
Well, I say if anyone certainly makes a first impression on someone, it's Petunia. Why don't you go say hi first?
Okay, I should probably go talk to them first.
All right. You cross the clearing, kind of making your way up the dirt path to the green door. Kind of looking at this cabin a little bit more, you realize that there's like a little flower bed outside of one of the windows. There's dark oak trim along the sides of it, and the house, or like the hut itself, seems to be of a lighter oak, kind of like shearing off and crudely made, but seems to be weather tight.
Open up.
You approach the door and knock. A voice from within says, "Oh, come on in."
Oh, okay. And I go for the doorknob, and I open the door.
Door swings free. You see inside of this hut, there is an older half-elven woman. She appears to have at least some drow ancestry based on the dark purplish skin that she has. She's kind of grinding away with a mortar and pestle at the moment, and you see that there are various potion ingredients kind of spread out along this table. You see like a bunch, like a jar full of eyes. There's another one that seems to have like lizard tongues in it. There's a strange red liquid in one, a blue liquid in another. You see that there is a flask with a rock over top of it that seems to be trying to like shake its way out from underneath the rock. A whole bunch of green foliage that just kind of blend together into a big heap. Off in the corner, she seems to have a bed, judging by the bed-like object in the corner. And there is a ladder on the far end of the room that goes to the rafters, but there's nothing up there. It's just a ladder up against the wall. The woman turns to you, her silver hair kind of falling about shoulder length. She has an apron over top of her blue dress. Interesting that you discovered the enchantment that protects the door. Not many people get that one.
There was an
I have
enchantment on the
some
door.
talented friends.
It would seem that way, yes. What brings you to my hut?
We were just passing through and we saw someone here, and we don't see very many people, so I thought I'd come and say hi.
Oh, fair enough. I haven't had visitors in a while. Kind of dusts her hands off on her apron quick and extends out a hand. Hi, I'm Brunhilde.
Oh, we've heard about you. We're looking for you, actually.
Yes.
Perfect. Why?
Hold on a second. Guys, I found her. You can come in. It's Broomhilda, the one who wanted the stuff.
The stuff. Oh, the stuff.
The stuff.
The
We shall do the stuff.
There was a list
Yes,
of
Very
things.
good.
I want a lot of things.
All
Yeah,
right.
you listed quite a few back in Spielberg.
Oh, you're answering my request. Perfect. Do you have everything?
I believe we have everything. We don't have your ring. What does your ring look like?
Lost that many years ago. My late husband gave it to me. It was made of solid gold.
Descriptive, thank you.
Yeah,
There's-
not a problem. I mean, it's just simple golden ring. It's more sentimental than anything else.
The
Didn't we have a ring before?
No, but wasn't the thing that was glinting in the bird's nest gold? Was it a gold coin or was it a ring? Did we see that far?
You saw that it was a golden object.
Do
Yep,
you own
that's
the
all.
bird nest outside?
Oh, that damn thing is back again.
Oh, you're gonna get off my keyboard now?
Yeah.
You
We
know
found
it?
mine.
It has a propensity of stealing my stuff.
Like a gold ring.
Jar of eyeballs or something of that effect. I mean, it's... Oh, a gold ring. Huh. I guess it never dawned on me that he could have stolen that.
We might be able to get it back.
Well, I'm in no shape to climb a tree, if that's what you're saying.
Oh, no, neither am I.
No,
Oh.
I don't think any of it. I could spider climb it.
Yes, buddy.
Yeah, you could.
It
Water,
totally-
I'm your man. Tree, no thank you.
I
Oh,
would
Eso,
imagine
we
that
can
a
send you up
tortoise
there.
such as yourself wouldn't do well in trees.
Eso, do you want to go up there? Because I can make it happen as I like slowly reach my hand out towards him.
Don't you dare.
No, it's fine. I can do it if we do it. Otherwise, there's the little dragon. I mean, I can go up there.
Probably shouldn't split the party.
Probably not.
Whatever that. Well, I'll go together to the tree. Someone will climb up it, and then we'll all come back. But by
Yeah,
the
hold
way-
that thought. We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be right
We'll
back.
be
We're
right
gonna
back.
try this.
Okay, you seem a little scattered, but that's fine. I'll be here. And she just kind of turns back and goes back to her mortar and pestle. Close the door on your way out if you wouldn't mind. It's a bit drafty.
Will do. We'll be back with hopefully one ring and not an angry bird.
Yeah, that would be best.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the four of you leave her hut.
Closing the door.
Make the short trip over to the very large tree. And kind of stare up, and high up in the branches, you do
You
see
sure
this
do.
rather large
You
nest.
sure do. Oh, sorry. That was on.
It's all right. We are very certain it's not.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
You're
You're
good.
good. You
You're
are
good.
so good.
All right.
Okay,
Um,
I'm gonna send my pseudo dragon. He's gonna fly up.
Okay.
It's up there.
Sure. Pseudo dragon.
Hopefully as stealthily
you
as
can go through the
possible.
branches. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for your pseudo dragon then.
No.
I would like to keep an eye out for that bird.
Okay. Roll me a perception check then as well.
Pseudo dragon, go.
Mm-hmm.
That's
not
that's
terrible.
good.
Okay.
That is.
Go ahead.
Mine is an 18.
Nice. Okay.
Mine is also an 18.
Wow. All right.
We got this.
So your pseudo dragon just quickly flits up, and pretty much, if you didn't have the mental connection with it, you would have completely lost sight of it. For the rest of you, except for Fink, you do. As it kind of passes back by a couple branches, and the green color of the pseudo-dragon and the foliage in the tree, they kind of blend together, and you just see kind of little flits, and you're not sure if it's leaves or the dragon moving through. Fink, staring out over the clearing and into the forest, you don't see that large bird coming back yet.
As soon as I see anything, I will
Mhm.
tap Toonie or something.
Easy enough. Your pseudo-dragon moves up and is kind of perched on the edge of the nest looking in. You see 3 black eggs kind of clustered together, and next to that is a fat gold ring.
Goes just for the ring.
Okay.
Dragon gold.
Slithers in,
pseudo
grabs
dragon.
it with his little teeth, and then scurries back down the tree. The
Just like a falcon.
owner of said nest, none the wiser.
Yes. And then comes on my shoulder. Oh, thank you, guys. You brought it back. Perfect.
And as he
That's our
drops
ring.
it into your hand,
Hopefully.
there is some weight to this ring.
Ooh.
Fink, as you're kind of again still searching out, you do not see this bird return. Seemingly nothing alerted it to your guys' presence, besides you just standing underneath a tree.
I cast Detect Magic on the ring in my hand.
Okay.
Nice.
It is not magical. Just a
gold
golden ring.
That's a heavy gold ring, guys.
That's because it's lead and
Whoa.
gold-plated.
Yeah, the old man cheaped out on her, and it's just worthless hunk of junk, and painted it gold.
Just foiled. Gilded, that's what it's called,
Immediately
gilded.
just,
Mhm.
I give it back to my pseudo dragon, who just holds on to it, and I'm like, let's go give it back to her. I think she'll be really happy.
All right.
Especially if she's been missing it for years.
Ring in hand, you move back across the little clearing over to the green door again, and you stand outside of her hut.
I knock on the door this time again.
Come in.
I open the door, and my pseudo dragon flies in with it and just sits on. There's a table that she was grinding or counter. Sits on the counter with the ring. And I walk in. It's your lucky day.
It is visitors twice in one day, and you figured out the enchantment again.
And my.
Can I do detect magic? Is there an
ring.
enchantment on there?
Yeah. You trigger your detect magic, and the door is glowing, but no school of magic returns. So it definitely
Interesting.
casts an aura, but it's blank.
Okay, that's
As
interesting.
odd as that may be, because that would be the first time it's happened to you.
Yep.
She kind of tears her eyes away from you guys and down towards the pseudo dragon, and her eyes just light up, and she seems to have went back 30-40 years as she just kind of quickly snatches up the pseudo dragon and begins kissing it feverishly before accepting the ring back from it. Oh, thank you. I've been missing this for years. One moment, and she kind of scurries off towards her bed, kind of lifts up the mattress, and you see her pull out a sack. She comes back over to her table, and with a heavy thud, it hits the table. I must reward you for finding my ring. And she kind of grabs a handful of coins and offers it to you guys.
I
Nice.
couldn't take any money from her.
And
I
you
mean,
see that her fist is overfilled with golden coins, as a few kind of fall out onto the floor.
Slow down. We do have.
We have
a
other
couple-
stuff, and
Yeah, we have other stuff.
They're going for the whole bag.
no, just
We're
no.
trying to clear your conscience for taking a bunch of money from this old lady.
Yeah,
We've got other
wait.
things.
We do have the other things, but she did put out a notice for this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
She did.
but I mean, it was in her own yard.
Right,
I mean,
but we can.
Yeah,
just...
but she's old. She's not going to climb a tree.
I'm not going to
Um,
climb a tree.
But see, if we give her the
What's the
stuff,
problem with
then we
being
can
old?
say that was part of it, kind of thing, you know. Let's just see. Let's give you the stuff first, and then we'll see if this is a fair amount to give us.
She wanted.
Okay.
After both parts, I mean, she wanted the
Yeah,
flying
give me the
water,
money if you're feeling self-conscious about it.
The
We'll just
green-
keep it.
the green fur. There's that. No, I don't think Iniara would take it on this one.
Okay, last ring, potion ingredients, panther claw,
Green fur, the flying
fur.
water,
dryad tree bark.
then the dryad tree bark.
I think that was it.
So, flowers from Irina's rest.
Yep, we got that too.
The Panther claws,
Oh, flowers, yep.
flying water, the green fur, and then the piece of bark.
Yep.
I have the green fur.
And we have
I have flowers.
flowers. We have everything between the four of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of
We just lay
gathering
it
those
all
all, you more or less hand it over a bit awkwardly,
Just like
turning down the gold outstretched hand kind of thing and placing it on her table. Which she then, like, oh, you found everything already.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And
Yep.
she kind of takes her offhand and sweeps it into the table of just messes of ingredients all around it. With this, I can make a Dispel Potion. It functions very similar to the spell, but it's in flask form.
Cool.
That sounds really neat.
And she kind of looks over everything. Oh, that's enough for 2 doses. I can make you 2 flasks of this.
But don't you need the potion?
So you guys still would have 2. You'd have the bottle and then a flask, if you wish, of the flying water.
Plus what I have in my wineskin.
That as well.
Mhm.
Is this something you need to dispel? Or is this more research?
Mostly research. But you're free to take your samples from it as well, if there's something you come across that might need this.
Well, you know
It
Sylvan.
couldn't hurt.
Um,
And I still have a bunch of flowers because I collected a lot.
Oh, I want to turn some into perfume.
Yeah, Petunia's already got some of them in her hair.
I might be rather retired, but a druid never forgets a language.
Yeah. I think we're winning here, guys.
I think this was a good find. I am so happy we saw your door.
Oh, very.
Oh, me as well.
Wait, is this
Can
the
you-
right side
can you
of
help
town we're
us with the-
supposed to be on? Sorry, Fink.
The what now?
I'll let Fink go.
Yeah, what enchantment were you talking about that Petunia was able to so handily master?
Oh, on the door. I had a rather shabby-looking gentleman help me out, and he made it so I wouldn't have any unwanted visitors.
I just kind of lean over to Inyar and whisper, like, that enchantment's still working for her, right?
The door is magical, but I don't know what kind of thing it is. Maybe we are wanted visitors then.
I mean, I assume so. But, like, it's not fading like that guy did before.
Let me
Nope.
check. Detect magic.
Nope, looking at the door again, it still has that glow that it is magical, but it's not returning any colors. Like, you get a sense of a strong magic from it, but can't identify what it might be.
I will.
The shabby-looking fellow, I turn back to Brunhilde.
Mhm.
He wasn't wearing a red cap, was he?
No, definitely not.
No.
He was
Was he
golden skinned.
An elf, yay
like myself.
high, and then I will start to describe Herm to Herm.
It's been a few years, but that sounds about right.
Never seen him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He had a party of adventurers with him the first time we met, and he kind of had, made a living in the town as best he could, if you will, coming to my cabin every now and then. But he hasn't been here in years, and I haven't seen the rest of his party either.
They probably moved on if they're adventurers like we typically do.
Right,
Or
that's
like
right.
That makes
typically
sense.
do. Okay, we covered our butts.
Yep.
But why did you want to know if I know Sylvan?
We tell them. I will whisper to Fink. That we hit the door.
I have a mild interest in learning a bunch of different languages. I know quite a few.
You know,
and
that
I'm
is
just
quite
like
true.
a great way to learn it. And you have such a lovely home. I'd love to learn the word for home in Sylvan.
Oh, yeah, easy enough. And her mouth opens, and the sound of rustling leaves kind of fills it, and you are filled with a very comfortable, like, emotion as you hear the rustling of these leaves. It's very calming and very peaceful.
Way different than the last time we heard this.
Correct. This
that
one,
sounds
this
so
one
much
seems to
nicer.
have warmth to it as she emits the sound.
Am I saying it right? And then I'll try to like mimic it.
Oh no, your accent is atrocious. No offense, but
No, that's fine. I mean,
oh,
wait, I'm a
I
linguist. Does
wouldn't
that
want to
make this
wish that on
harder or
anyone.
easier for me?
Knowing what now?
I am linguist. I have linguist. Would that make this easier per se?
It will make it easier for you, yes. But much
you
like
go-
any
Oh,
language,
wait.
the first time you
It's
start
a
learning
different.
it, it's difficult.
I'll try it again.
Roll me a charisma check.
Natural 20.
Yeah, with her superb critiques of your abilities, you nail it the second time around. Getting that same warmth and comfort to the rustling of these leaves. To you, it kind of evokes seeing the surface of the sickly woods for the first time, and the brief rustle of some of the branches through the dead forest.
Well, it brings me back home.
I think
Exactly,
that's
it's what the word does.
It makes me hungry.
Yeah. Same.
I try.
Sure, I mean, we're always willing to let people try.
I really like this language. I would
I don't
love
think it
to
worked.
learn more of it.
Well, I didn't hear you say anything that time around, but maybe if it's a bit louder. Yeah, about like that.
I'll
So-
keep working on it.
Nobody
I-
becomes a master in one day.
Do you have a
I
way
also
to
try.
contact you, Brunhilde? I would love to learn more of this beautiful language. Pen pals. We could be pen pals.
We could be. I, unfortunately, don't have the ability to use sending anymore. But
I meant physically write things down.
we could actually write letters like in the old days.
Yes.
My address is 3 Spielberg.
And I'm just gonna like write things down.
And it's in the Storm Valley, if it matters, if you are outside of this country.
Yes, I don't. Right now, I'm adventuring, but my home is back in Hednasad.
Yes, okay, like my father, of course.
Who was your father? What family did he belong to? Do
Oh,
you know?
you wouldn't know him. He was just a traveling bard, nothing special. He made a living and then found this town and found my mother and stayed here for many years.
Was he a very good bard? Was he well known in Hednasad? Maybe
No,
my grandmother's heard
he
of him.
was actually terrible.
Maybe
he
my
claims
grandmother
to be
still
a
heard of
bard,
him.
But he was just a traveler with a guitar. Never could quite get the magic part of it right.
No, could be known.
While they're talking, can I just scoop up the payment into a pouch?
Sure. Yeah, you collect
What a
the
freak.
coins that she kind of, without realizing that she did, kind of set down the pile of coins and began helping you guys with all of this. kind of getting
I'm not
caught
gonna
up in
like
the moment.
hide it or anything either. I'm just
No, you
gonna
just
like.
kind of sweep it off the table into your pouch.
Kind of a distinct sound.
Oh, definitely. Ding, 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 ding. You count roughly 18 tinks of gold.
All right.
Are they heavier than normal, or are these also lead-plated gold?
These are also lead-plated gold. Yes.
Well,
You then
lead.
also kind of nonchalantly reach down and collect the other 2 coins that fell to the floor.
Yep.
Giving you a
Petunia
total.
just kind of stepping off to the side, constantly practicing her accent and the rustling of the leaves, just repeating the word home over and over and over. Need to get this accent down.
And Brunhilde provides little tweaks here and there to kind of get the rustle sound quite right. And you're not enough warmth in this syllable. And with some tweaking, you all feel, after probably spending an hour or so in her hut, very comfortable with the word home.
I don't even try.
Even I got better.
Even you got better.
Wow.
Question for the DM: Did so she got this ring from her husband? Did she ever say her husband had passed away or anything to that effect, or just
she
that
did say it was her late husband. So
Yeah, she's her
presumably he
late
has
husband.
passed.
Because it was sentimental, her late husband had given it to her, but it's been years that it was missing.
Well, my mind went to, we still have 3 people unaccounted for that we don't know who they are. Could have been her husband that was disappeared, but no, if it was late husband.
Or she could
don't
just
know.
be writing him off as dead, though, too.
Mhm.
It is possible. Brunhilde,
Very
can
true.
I ask what your late husband's name was?
What do you look like?
Of course. Hang on.
Things you
find
didn't
his
think
name in
we
the
were going
notes.
to ask.
No, I didn't.
The
You
maniacal
guys and
curse.
caring, I tell ya. Who
Ugh.
does that?
Brow, not very good.
So she seems old, right? Like, does she maybe
Yes.
know more about the prince and princess at all? We should maybe ask her some questions like that.
Ooh,
His name was Norken.
Norkin.
Yeah, he was an elf, full-blooded.
Full-blooded drow.
Not a drow.
Not a
no.
drow?
No,
From
he was
the
a wood elf.
A what? Wood elf.
Brown of skin. He was a wood elf.
Wood elf. But he was from Chednasad.
Nope, that was my father.
Oh, your father.
I
Sorry,
think you
wrong
focus
way.
too much on the word home, and you're getting all mixed up.
Yep, sorry.
geez, learn someone's lineage.
I mean, come on. It's not
Father.
like we just met or
Quiz.
anything.
Sorry. This is important to get my stuff right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, appreciated.
All right. Think, were you going to ask that, or?
Sure.
Okay.
So you seem pretty seasoned, Brunhilde.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But what do you know about the prince and princess's disappearance? We're kind of...
Well, I had taken care of them when they were younger. And then after the queen had died, that kind of died out a bit. I kind of became more of a recluse, sticking to my hut, and I had heard that they had disappeared a while back. I guess knowing the princess a little bit, I know she was one for trickery, if you will, and she was always trying to disguise herself as something else. Humorously, of course, because she was just a little girl, but she always tried to dress up as a maid or as someone else in the castle and try to slip out unnoticed.
Was she fairly successful at that? Slipping out?
From time to time, yes, we would find her wandering in the forest just outside of the castle grounds, and somebody would eventually have recognized her and then pulled her back into the castle for safety.
Well, that is... She's very hopeful in her. I bet, because she could have been
Pretty
out
good.
and about on one of those of her excursions. not even dressed as herself. She went away when she
Right.
disappeared.
I had always heard that she was kidnapped in the middle of the night.
So I don't know if we know
Yeah,
that
I
information.
I couldn't remember which campaign we know that about. Did we talk to the king here? Yeah.
No, we did
You
not
have
talk to the
not.
king.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty positive that she was taken in the middle of the night unexpectedly.
Hmm.
Maybe
and
she
then-
met
and
someone
then
when she
carried
was
away
out
on,
that took
on
her away.
Some large bird, but
Oh, and a bird. But
right.
what kind of bird around here would be large enough to take a girl?
The only one I could think of would be a rock. But I
And
don't
one
know of a rock
nearby?
that's in this area at all. I know previously in my life I was able to shapeshift as well. Perhaps it
so
was somebody with that ability.
could be a rock or a druid.
Maybe
Let me
it was
guess.
the damn bird outside.
No, I don't think so.
I
It's
don't
not
think it's
quite big enough to pick up a child.
Wait, do hags shapeshift?
You know,
Hard.
I don't know.
Just super random, but
It is very random. I know we for sure have one in the area, but she hasn't made an appearance in Spielberg in some time.
which one is that one?
An awful night hag.
The night hag.
Yuck.
I'm trying to
don't
think of
think
what her
she's
name was
gone.
again.
It's probably
Been
quiet.
years since I've seen her, and I'm very thankful of that.
Yeah, we
Uh,
don't like hags.
Gretel. That was her name, Gretel.
Isn't that the name the goblin told us about?
We've got Gretchen, Gertrude,
Gertrude.
and Gretel.
Okay.
As for the prince, I didn't quite spend as much time with him in his younger days while I was still at the castle, tending to his wounds occasionally as he would go adventuring out into the forest. But usually he had a guard or so with him, so it was usually just bumps and bruises more than cuts. Both children were very adventurous.
I'm sure the king just loved that.
Yeah, he was not thrilled. The queen was all for it and kept pushing that the children needed to be independent, but he was very much of the mindset that he needed to keep a close eye on them at all costs.
I think there's the
Well,
word there.
especially the boy being the heir.
Exactly.
Wait, that's... Oh, that's art. You guys do that way over here. I'll check. I was gonna say the princess is the heir, but I forget. You guys are opposite.
Mm-hmm. There's strange things around on the.
There are areas that do whoever's oldest or whoever's most qualified.
It's
I've
kind of
heard
how the
of those areas. They sound great.
matriarch of my family does that.
Ours is whoever's most qualified, although it is still matriarchal. But it's kind of a mix. We do have to prove ourselves.
Yes, that would probably be the best way to pick a leader, personally.
Mm-hmm.
One who can do the job versus one that's just born into it.
But that
Exactly.
it wasn't always that way, at least for us. We've gotten there over the centuries. But
Well, while we're here, we're still going northwest, right?
well, do we need to see the Dryad anymore? Since we pen pals with Brunhilde to learn?
We got what we needed.
I mean, that is
Technically.
true.
If you're very lost, we're about 4 miles east of Spielberg at the moment.
So did we go completely the wrong direction?
Uh-huh.
I went where we needed to go.
I mean, we did.
That is true. We are where we needed to
Technically,
be.
it was the correct direction, just...
Not the intended
You've
direction.
never led us astray, Iso.
But we also need to get back to Grok in the, magical abode.
We had to help his arm. Do you have anything
Yeah.
that can help with I don't know, an arm that has, say, had a lot of arrows go into it, and now it's kind of like bulging, and I'll describe the arm.
Ew.
That sounds disgusting.
It does, but we're trying to help a guy out.
Have you tried a healing potion?
Healing potion.
Wait a minute.
For damage
probably
like that,
would've
perhaps
worked.
a greater would be necessary. Sounds like he's got some torn ligaments or something.
There's something going on, that's for sure.
Tendons, definitely something is torn based on that description.
Do you happen to have a said potion?
One moment. She kind of rifles through a cabinet behind her, kind of pulling both drawers open and really getting down and looking through, and reaching way into the back. She does pull out a rather large flask. It's a little on the older side, but I think it's still useful.
Great. How much?
Great question.
I know most things. Some kind of cost. All things have cost. Whether it's monetary or...
150 gold normally. Since it's a tad on the older side, I think I could part for it for 100.
So I'll throw in gold.
Throw in some gold, yeah. I can throw in... For sure, I can throw in 30. Yeah, I can do more if we need.
I'll throw in 50, so that's up to 80. We just need 20 more.
Guess you just gave us 20 gold.
Well, then we give it back.
Right.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
All right, perfect. And she kind of sweeps it into the rather large sack. There is a very good amount of coin sound as the first few coins start falling in. And she kind of pushes the potion across the table over to you guys.
And you didn't mention how long that potion of Dispel was gonna take.
Oh, sorry. With all the ingredients here and very fresh flying water, I could probably hammer it out by morning.
Excellent.
Do you know what happens if someone were to drink the flying water?
I've been curious in my youth, and a small sip usually allows the user, or like the drinker, if you will, to float a bit.
Ooh.
I would have assumed it just
Not
went
for
up your
long.
nose.
Well, I mean, you've got to be very careful on how you drink it, too, because it does tend to want to move up. So if you're not careful, it does go up your nose.
That's gotta feel so weird in your stomach.
Would not recommend snorting it. It is painful.
I don't know why anyone would snort water, but okay.
Youth.
Well, what one doesn't usually want to.
Question before we leave. Have you ever had an experience with the grung?
Thankfully, I've been able to stay away from them.
Oh, unfortunate. I have this vial of orange slime, and I don't really know what it does. I was hoping you might, but if you don't really deal with them, unfortunately...
Have you tried tasting it?
No, I've been through enough lately, thank you.
Iso.
Yeah, I've got this blue stuff.
To be fair, I think we just need to touch it. We don't need to.
No, and then I stick my finger in the vial of blue and I pull it out.
All right, I need a Constitution
no.
save.
Oh, yes! I rolled a whole 9.
A whole 9?
A whole 9.
Yeah, so you stick your finger in, and it is just coated in this blue slime that starts moving down and, like, soaking into your fur. As you expect, you can now only shout.
Do you have a washcloth? Can you get this off of me?
I wouldn't recommend touching that anymore then. And you see
It's
her
just
kind of
the
move her
blue
hands
one.
and prestidigitate off
Thank you.
the slime. Anytime, dear. Just can you?
We'll take her
Can
for
you
the.
not?
That's what that does.
Maybe we should reconsider the trial and error method.
this mess. Alright. Well, we can come back tomorrow for the Dispel. What time of the day is it?
You guys have moved probably in the afternoon, mid to late afternoon now, as it took a couple hours to get up to the waterfall, and then it was a few more hours to get up to the healer's hut. So yeah, late afternoon.
We should, if wherever we're gonna sleep, we should probably head towards it. I'm guessing then.
Would be a
I'd
good
bolt
idea.
that door.
Yeah.
When
Well,
we
We'll be
get
back.
outside of... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think we'll be back in the morning. With the
Okay, good. I will do my best to get the Dispel Potions ready for you.
Do you need us to come back later in the day, or is morning? Like, do you need a little bit more time?
Whenever
might
you
need a little
arrive,
more
I will do my best. If I need to cut out a few hours of sleep to make this happen, not a big deal.
No, that's not how this works.
And you see her kind of uncork the flying water and grab the green fur and immediately like stopper the bottle with it, and you see it just kind of get wet from the water itself, and then she's kind of like trying to hold down the green fur as she goes to the mortar and pestle with it. No, not a problem. I'll begin work on it immediately.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
That's
And kind of like placing the mortar,
interesting.
the pestle, and the mortar and pestle down, she kind of one-handed grabs some of the flowers and kind of tries to throw it in there as well, as the fur is kind of like flying and flopping everywhere within this as she is grinding it down.
When we get outside the door, I look for 4-leaf clovers right outside her hut.
Okay. All right. So as you're kind of looking around into the little clearing around it, into her flower boxes and things like that, you kind of notice as you're doing these checks that a new one sprouts. There aren't any others around, but a new clover sprouts after you have left, kind of thing. And as you're kind of looking around this, it seems that new luck has been imparted to this area.
I'm kind of just stand up a little straighter and walk off. I'm like, I'm ready. I'm good.
That was a really good percentile dice. 2.
Ooh.
Which is what you want in these cases.
I mean, yeah,
Kind of cleric style, you want it to be low.
I'll take it. It makes it exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But we're heading straight back to go to Grok and
Into
what's
the
up?
magical door.
the magical door. Door number
Alright.
4.
Door number 4.
Finally.
So I'll need another survival check. I'll say with advantage because you can pretty much just follow your very recent tracks.
Okay. Oh, that's probably good. That's side advantage. Natural 20
Nice.
for a total of
Right,
24.
and really easy actually to follow these is you still see your footprints in various parts of the forest as like blades of grass are broken down, or you see that a smaller branch is kind of broken off. And with
I'm
that
just
nat 20,
following my smell.
yeah, just getting a big whiff of older ESO, not the new ESO, and are able to very quickly recover your tracks. Again, bypassing that Panthar that seems to have returned to that same area again, a little darker in color this time around than it was previously, having presumably found a meal along its journey. With that, though, you do come across 2 bodies in the forest with your nat 20 on your way back. And you recognize these almost immediately from the remains as the 2 bandits that you had originally sent back towards Spielberg.
I don't think the daggers are enough.
Shoot.
I told you.
Very, very vague writing in the ground of "it only pissed it off," and then
I go and I search them to see if I can find my daggers. And anything else.
you recover your daggers. They're a little bloodied, but nonetheless, they're still fairly sharp.
Well, yeah, they only piss them off if you don't use them correctly the first time.
Judging by this battleground, they didn't use them correctly the first time.
No. I also searched one of them to see if he had stolen anything on his way back to town.
Kind of looking over the remains of these 2 individuals, they had just basically the clothes on their back at that point, as they had been relieved of everything else. They hadn't come across anything, and as you kind of look at the forest around it, you guys were maybe about a mile outside of the red door.
Well,
Didn't get too far.
at least they were honest and they didn't mug anyone else on the way back.
Or they didn't head to
Yeah,
their hideout.
Yeah.
This is the we're towards town, right? Not towards the hideout.
Towards town. Yep.
You're a cat in my...
But the one thing you do notice in the grass that kind of finishes off the message, Fink and Iniara, since you have very good investigation, you notice that there is a small carving of a hearth, or like as best they could in their remaining moments, put a hearth in the message after "it only pissed it off."
Hey, Esau, is this...
It's significant to you.
Is this your blessing from your goddess or goddess? You know, I really haven't
Deity.
figured it out. Them?
It's me.
All right. Or is this them? Yeah, is this a good sign or not?
Considering it's drawn in blood, I'm going with not.
So this didn't
Hopefully
have...
it's an inviting goddess. This seems rather pointed.
Does this mean she didn't want them in her ranks?
Or is this an invitation for me to cremate another couple bodies?
You know what? Knock yourself out, Fink.
Burn them.
All right, easy enough. Again, Fink just standing stark still, sends up another couple of bodies to finish out the day, basically, starting the day with a cremation and ending it with one.
How we roll.
Right, exactly.
Never let it be said we don't clean up after ourselves.
Right.
Exactly.
We're going to have a
100%.
wedding or hanging. Either way, we're going to have a good time.
Right? I'll pull out a little bit of that water from your flask and take a sip around the bonfire. I'm kidding, I won't.
We all just hover.
Yeah, just floating just ever so slightly off the ground. Little sips if you choose to actually take them. It takes you a little bit to figure out how to drink water that flows upwards out of a container. But drinking some of it, you find that for about a minute, you can kind of float.
Cool.
You know, the easy answer is to drink it upside down.
Just...
Well, I can do a
That wouldn't look
handstand
good
pretty
for this
easily,
part.
so
Or for-
that's what I do.
I don't take a drink out of mine, but
Okay.
Fink's doing a keg stand.
Yep.
Good thing you chose that as proficiency, right?
Right.
Right.
Keg stand.
Proficient in keg.
Kegger.
Enjoying the sign of this funeral pyre that you have decided to create. Before long, the bodies are completely erased from the area. Just a little bit of char is left on the forest floor to represent their deaths. You make the short jaunt back over to the cliffside and the red wooden door, finding the road at night to be very peaceful as it was this morning. The faint smell of herm to herm still lingers in the air as you come back to the red door.
Great, let's go in.
Got the ladder.
Yes.
How
Okay,
are we
you
going to get
Tap
up there?
up at the top, and the ladder rolls down to allow easy access in.
Cool. That's really awesome.
Up
That's
we
how I do it.
go. I take the ladder once everyone else has filed into the building.
Okay. Well, the ladder will.
This is
It'll roll up.
Okay,
and then-
you pull it up. Okay,
Yeah, I pull it up so we don't lose it.
sure. Makes sense. The four of you are able to climb up and in through the red door. And for the first time tonight, we will actually have a map change.
Woo!
I know.
No more theater of the mind.
No more theater of the mind. And here we go. You are greeted with a large circular room. There are 4 marble pillars made of rose marble in the dead center of it, each seeming to hold up nothing, but they're there for decorative purposes. And looking around, you count 10 doors.
This is much swankier than last time. There's two more doors than there was last time? No.
There's more than 2 more
Yep.
doors.
How many was last time?
4 more doors, 5 more doors.
5.
I thought there were 7.
Yeah, I thought there were
Significantly more
7 doors.
3 kitchens. The room we couldn't go in was 6. So what was the 7th door? A 4th
The
kitchen?
door was the
kitchen.
entrance.
It was left
and the entrance.
bedroom, kitchen,
Yeah.
Unless I
games,
messed up, and then there was
secret.
8 doors the first time around.
Yeah, I wrote them all
Retroactively, there might have
down.
been 8 doors.
There was a bedroom, kitchen, games, secret, his bedroom, and 2 more kitchens after that.
So 8. Because the game room is what we forgot.
Brilliant.
Ah,
Yep.
Mhm.
Alright, so there's more doors. Was it round before? It wasn't round before, was it?
It was round before, yes.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Mhm.
Alright. Do we just check every door and see which one is locked?
I mean, kinda.
I'll go
We didn't
clockwise,
get
you go
different.
counter?
Clockwise. All right. You move to
Well,
the
no,
first
because we
door on your
could
left.
technically meet up in the middle to go counter, to go clock.
Do
I was
any
just
of
gonna
the-
say we should split the party here.
There we go.
Are any of the doors open from when Garak came through? Or does it seem like he would have closed it after he came through?
Garak, are you in
Um,
here?
It looks as though he closed the door behind him when he went
Okay.
through.
You know, he's a really polite Minotaur.
He's very.
I like him. We gotta keep him around.
I know.
Mhm.
At the very least, I think he'd be very good for the town.
Strong, if anything.
Oh, lights moving.
All right. So, for the sake of my own ease, as you guys kind of split up and search out all of these new doorways to determine what they are, I'm just going to start from the first door on all of your left. And opening it up, you see that again, it is, or not again, it is a bedroom, circular in shape. There is a 4-poster bed similar to the one you slept on the previous night. Full amenities. You've got bedside tables. There's a wardrobe. There's a small sitting area. Everything that you could possibly need. There's a wash stand that seems to have fresh water ready to go in it. Moving on to the next door after that is an identical room. It is yet another bedroom, same kind of outfit. This one, the first one is all red material. This next one is all green. The next door, same setup. Everything is now blue. The 4th door does not open. The 5th one, so the 5th door, is a fully stocked kitchen.
Of course.
Of course. The 6th room is a library. Not a kitchen filled with books, but this is actually a room.
Actual
Again,
library
all of these,
this time?
just to be completely clear, all of these rooms are also circular.
Okay.
This one is completely lined all the way around, every inch of wall space with bookshelves. In the middle is a very large table with chairs all around that you can use to sit and read with.
Ooh, nice.
The 7th door is another bedroom. This one, all black. Moving on to the 8th door, you see a circular room with a hearth as the only feature within it. There is some basic, like a running red carpet style rug, effectively. And Iso, you get the sense that this is a very simple version of Baldre's temple. It is just a singular hearth through which to pray at. The 9th room, as you kind of move over to that one, appears to be an Alchemist Lab. There are all sorts of tools and basic components that you would need to tinker with various potions. There seems to be flasks aplenty. Some of them look as though they could easily hold some caustic liquids. There is a giant cooling vat. There is pretty much anything that you could think of that you might need as an alchemist is held within this room.
Like that's Sophie.
Moving on to the 10th door. Petunia, you open it up, and it's as though you went straight outside. There is a long, rolling field filled with clovers. Looking up, there is a full functional sky as you see clouds moving overhead.
I'm starting to feel bad for murdering him.
Why are you feeling bad for murdering him? There's everything we need personally in here.
He made it for us.
I would like everyone quick, if you wouldn't mind, to roll an intelligence check.
Ooh, I'm good at this.
Can do.
I'm not.
Nope.
That's cocked.
Oh yeah, 5.
Okay, 19 plus something.
19, okay.
11.
What, plus 3?
11. Fink, I would grant you advantage on this.
Ooh, that's good.
22 total.
Not that great. 14.
14?
Yeah.
Fink and Iniara, you recall that Herm de Herm never set foot back into this after placing the door the second time around.
So it didn't
He was stopped before entering the doorway.
But Garak...
Garak is the first one to have entered the building.
Did Garak set this up then for all of us?
You don't know, but you know that he is the first creature, person, humanoid entity that has entered the red door to your knowledge.
And we did not see him in any of the rooms.
You did not see him in any of the rooms.
Did any of the rooms, like the bedrooms, seem to have an oversized bed that would have fit a Minotaur?
They do not.
Garak!
All of them seemed to be of the appropriate size for all of you.
Has anyone seen?
And
Is
as you
each
guys are
room
kind of-
decked out with stuff that we would have had like at home?
More or less.
So you could tell, like-
they're fairly generic to it. It's just each more or less had a different color bedspread and
Okay.
Different curtains on the 4-poster beds. Each would have had their own separate painting, but none that would specifically relate to your homelands.
But none that were like, oh well, this room was with this person in mind.
Correct.
Just different colors.
Yep.
Okay.
And as you kind of are contemplating where Garak is, you notice that the front door begins to open. And in squeezes Garak. Again, his left arm kind of dragging a bit, but he has got a bushel full of apples.
Garak, where have you been? I mean, you've got apples,
Got
but
hungry and got some food.
You realize there's a fully stocked kitchen.
yeah, there's
There's what?
There's a fully stuck. Have you not come into this place yet?
No, I walked through the door.
Just now?
You told me to kind of wait and be patient, and if anybody came in, to shout really loud. So I waited in between those pillars. And then I got hungry.
Oh, Grok.
Oh, so you haven't been in any of the rooms yet?
Nope, didn't really think about it.
Kitchen, food, good idea.
Yeah,
kitchen
and then we'll
would have
check out the
been
door.
nice.
And then we'll check out the door. Because I
We'll
am not
make
comfortable with
something
that
with-
locked door if we're going to be here.
No.
To clarify, it didn't open. It would require some force to open it, not necessarily that it was locked.
Oh, well, I'm
To
still not
clarify.
comfortable with a door that we don't know about in here.
Same.
Let's do it.
I'm only
Wait.
missing one.
Hey, I'm
point of
missing
lay on
1
hands,
HP,
I'm
so we're good.
Yeah, I'll be okay. But should we help Garak out with what we got him?
Oh, by the way,
We
we
got
got
the
this for
present.
you. We bought this. Hopefully this will help your arm. And I'll
Hold
hand
on. Does his shoulder still look awful before we give it to him? I mean, like,
Oh,
if
no,
he
it
looks
still looks
better.
pretty messed up. He's in a
Okay.
sling, but that's
This might
you
help
know
you,
looks like
Grok.
at this point that has largely fallen apart with whatever he's been doing. It either got snagged on something, or the bandage broke, or something to that effect. As his arm is again just kind of dangly. And you
Okay.
do see like bits of leftover fabric and things like that that are still attached to him.
Grok, we might want to, we got this for you. It might help your arm a little bit.
Do I just pour it on it, or do I drink it, or like
I think you drink it.
how does this
You
work?
drink it.
You drink it.
Oh,
Here, you drink this. I'll
Kind of
take
like
the apples, and I'll take the
pincer-
apples and start eating
pincer
them.
the flask in his massive fingers and quickly knock back the potion. And as you kind of wait to see what happens, you see the bulge in the skin kind of move up, and like the two meet. And before long, oh, well, I can move it.
Yeah, watching that
I
process,
can
though,
feel my
was-
fingers again. This is great.
Well, you would have been able to move it eventually had you just, mended the sling, but,
This worked.
Oh, that wasn't temporary?
Well, it was until the arm healed.
Well, it seems like we're good now.
Mm-hmm. Looks pretty healed to me.
All right,
It
here's
feels
an
great.
apple, and I'm gonna take. Do we just have a quick snack before we force this door open?
I mean,
Like a
Grok
short
went out of
rest.
his way to get us some apples,
Well-
even though there's the fully stocked kitchen. By the way, Grok, it's that door.
Right. I got these for you guys, of course.
I didn't think he got them for us by any means.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna go cook him like a pie or something.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can spend another hour cooking dinner.
No, we could just do it quick and then.
Yeah, you guys are able to move over to the kitchens, and for the sake of brevity, able to prepare a meal very quickly for yourselves, able to bake Garak a pie out of the apples that he gathered. And he very, very appreciatively gobbles that thing down pretty much in one bite.
I mean,
It's better when you douse them in sugar.
who doesn't like
Agreed,
sugar?
the sugar made it much better.
We see diabetes in Garak's future.
I take all the
Yep.
cores from the apples and eat them.
Come on, of all the weird fruit things we've done, that's the one that gets you?
What?
Nothing to do with the banana or the kiwi that I just downed.
Pineapple.
The pineapple, yeah.
Oh.
What did I miss?
Last week I was eating the pineapple.
Right,
Yeah,
but
Iso just decided to eat apple cores.
I had a friend that did that in middle school. She just ate the whole apple without realizing it, seeds and all.
Yeah.
She looked down and she's like, "I think I just ate the core."
Our son did, and then proceeded to throw up.
Oh, poor guy.
I could see that.
I think you guys were there.
Maybe.
Probably.
Although he does it so frequently, I don't know anymore.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
Yes. All right.
All right.
To the
I
door.
follow suit.
To the
Yeah,
door.
the
Late
whole
in
thing.
the evening, on day 1 of the red door,
Let's open
you
it.
move over to door number 4. Who would like the honors?
Who's got more
Open
strength
it.
than an 8?
I
Well-
have a +3.
Well, me.
Weren't we
But
going to
that's-
try and pick a lock? I mean, I assumed it was locked, right?
He said it wasn't locked.
The handle turns, it's just stuck.
Oh, okay.
So it'll take some effort to pull it open.
I will
All right, I
stand
guess
back
ESO's up.
and
I'm
have
not gonna do
like
it.
I'm gonna stand back and have Mind Sliver held in case something bad is on the other side.
Tears right through the door after you guys.
I don't know.
Sure.
I'm gonna ready an
You
attack
can hold
at the
that.
door.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
I'm standing
before
we
with
do
my
this?
hammer.
I will cast Dark Vision on Petunia and Eso.
Oh. Hmm.
We can now see in
That's
the dark,
exciting.
everybody. I think I have to
Wow.
take a major spell slots on that, but
2 of them.
So-
2 second levels.
yeah.
I'm just preparing Eldritch Blast.
Oddly enough, in this very lit area, you don't notice any different yet, you two. It's still a brightly lit room. But you somehow get the sense, maybe if it was dark, you could see. Eso, you move over to door number 4, kind of looking at the bits of wood that holds this door together and not really certain what it is that keeps it held fast, but you turn the knob and give it a tug. Give me a strength check.
So I was gonna say, Eso walks up to that door and he
Mhm.
spits on his palms and rubs it together, but doesn't realize little bits of apple core also got spit out onto his palms. And then I'm going to yank on the door.
Okay.
Oh, it rolled off a 15. 10.
Oh.
10 total.
10 total.
10 total.
Ouch.
You give it a good rip, and the door doesn't move.
Oh, there's apple all over my hands. That's why. And I'll rub it off on my shell. Can I try again?
Sure, I'll let you give another one. You changed up your tactics, so you're good.
I mean, he had that flavoring before he rolled.
I know.
A
He
No, I
little
set
know.
himself up in case of failure, and
a little bit better at a 14.
14. All right, that's enough. As you give it a good hard rip, the door squeaks and like squeals as the wood grinds against the stone of this room. Slowly pulling it open, there is nothing but blackness on the other side of this doorway. There's a room to enter. You just can't see anything.
You see anything, Eso?
It's black.
Oh, that's weird.
I can't see a thing.
But you can definitely tell that here's the door frame, and then nothing.
Iniara, you want to send some dancing lights in there?
All right, and I will send some dancing lights in there.
Okay. You get your
Also,
little
bless you.
globules
Oh,
of
thank
light
you.
and slowly drift them towards the doorway. As they hit the door frame, it nicely illuminates it with color, and as soon as it hits the black, they disappear.
Oh, that's weird.
Yep, nope, shutting this door.
No, I wanna. Do you know what? I'm gonna
Hold
risk
on.
it,
Have I heard about this before?
and I'm gonna stick my head through the door.
Roll me history check.
Oh,
Unless somebody
stick your head
stops
through the
me.
I was gonna see if
I'm
I
on
knew
the
what was
other
going
side of the
on.
room.
I mean, start with a hand, your head.
Okay.
Final
Think while you're trying to think of where you might have heard of something like this. Iniara moves forward, sticks her head through the doorway.
Mm,
Uh,
history.
chaos.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. 17.
17.
Yeah.
You can't think of anything that would cause this kind of effect, or any known story that contains something like this.
Okay.
Nothing even faintly tickles at the back of your mind to give you a hint of what this could be.
Right.
Iniara, you
Yep.
Kind of plant your hands on either side of the door frame and stick your head through. Iso, as her head kind of moves just past the frame, it disappears. The blackness just seems to absorb it.
I didn't go whole body yet.
Yet.
I'm just gonna, as she does this, I'm gonna pull her back. Like,
Well,
just
yeah.
grab her and pull her back. Like,
Okay.
'cause I don't recognize this.
I was
Then it
going to give
seems a
him a
little too
minute to
weird.
see if he wanted to say what Iniara sees.
Yeah, what do I
But
see
yeah,
before I
would've
get pulled
done that
back?
too.
You get a very brief glimpse before you are ripped back into the room. Thankfully, you see a large circular chamber that slowly begins to fill with fog.
That doesn't help.
You give me a perception check.
All right. Is it dark enough? Am I just?
It's dark.
Am I at
it's very
disadvantage or
dark.
not? Is what I'm asking.
You are not at disadvantage.
Ooh, I'll take it. 14.
14. That brief glimpse very quickly gets your vision immediately shrinks down to just barely in front of you. But in the dead center of the room, you saw something standing there. And then the fog began to emit from it before you were ripped back through the doorway.
I was gonna say you said thankfully when you were describing that earlier.
Yeah, and?
I noticed.
I'm just gonna. Still want to know what it is, but
What happened? I'm over on the other side of the room. Is everyone okay?
I think I saw something in there. Something?
You
Someone?
did not get a very good look.
I didn't get a good look. You didn't let me look long enough.
Standing in the middle.
We don't know what's going on. You can't go sticking your head in places we don't know what's going on.
Well, if I stuck my hand through and there's someone out there that knows we're gonna be there, at least I know if there's something there or not.
You are getting a very severe dad look from Iso.
I don't have invisibility. I can't make somebody go in there. The best I've got is spider climb. Or you can go up the ceiling instead. Did not take invisibility. What level is that? 3?
2.
2?
It's the second level spell.
Mhm.
There's something in there though, and now the door's open, so presumably it can come back out.
What do you mean by something?
I didn't see long
figure?
enough for you. At some time, a figure. You know, do you want me to look again as I start to?
No.
I mean, I can turn invisible, but I don't know how much it'll help.
Ooh. Well, that would help. You can.
I can
You're
only turn
invisible.
invisible for
Here,
one round.
we'll tie. Oh wait, no, we don't want to tie something because I mean that's weird.
Yeah, it's one round, and it comes back at the beginning of my turn.
Do you think your little pseudo dragon can like scurry up and around? Because it was a round room. If it goes up the doorway, like in and straight up, and then you can see through his eyes.
Yeah, and I can try and narrate as I see things, and hopefully it doesn't hurt my poor new baby.
Hopefully not, but this is going to sound
Yeah.
a little callous. But at least we can bring it back.
There is that. It can come back.
Which
yeah,
does he have a
definitely.
name? She have a name?
You know, I never actually
Yes,
thought
you
of it.
did, I think.
Would
I
be-
don't remember.
Is it like Lucky or something?
Lucky?
It'd be
thought so.
something very cliche. I named the Lady Lily, so Lucky would seem very appropriate.
Makes sense to me.
Lucky the pseudo dragon.
So,
Yeah, I have to get
then
closer to the door.
Lucky through the doorway?
Yeah, I have to be within 100 feet.
Okay. Easy enough. You move closer towards the doorway, and then send Lucky, your pseudo dragon, through the open doorway into the black room beyond. As Lucky hits the blackness, you lose all connection with him.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot.
I'm sure he's fine.
You know that he would continue to follow the commands given, so he would
Mm-hmm.
scale as
Go
best
up.
he could into the room,
Right, and then come back.
but
But if he
you've
doesn't
got
come
nothing
back,
as soon as he hits it.
yeah. So now we wait. I'm like, okay, well, we have nothing. So if he comes back, I think we're hopefully okay. If not, well, bad things.
I think if he doesn't come back, that means we need to go into the other room and take care of it.
100%.
I mean, technically, even if he comes back, depending on what he tells us.
I mean, that's also true.
So you sit and wait. As Lucky, following his instructions, should come back after a couple of minutes.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
A few minutes pass and doesn't come back yet.
Mm.
You give it a little bit longer. Still nothing as you stare into the inky blackness of that doorway.
Detect
Well.
magic.
He gone.
Fear the worst.
You cast Detect Magic, do you?
I do.
You get a feeling, or the door, the blackness beyond the door glows red, which you immediately know is evocation.
All right. So it's not the doorway itself, though, that's doing it. It's something from in that room.
The stuff beyond the doorway is what is radiating.
You
But
know,
it is magic.
Mm-hmm.
I have an
Magical in
idea.
nature.
What happens if? What if we hold this until tomorrow till we have one of those Dispel Potions and throw that at this?
I have the spell magic.
Well, look at me, Mrs. Fancy Pants.
That's what I was asking. Someone picked it up with the feet. But I'm just trying to figure out if I'm gonna need to go into the room. Range is 120 feet. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of third level or lower ends. You know what? Let's do I get the sense, if I need to roll, I will, that I have to, if I could do it out here, or if I need to go in the room to do it.
You've never cast it before, you don't know.
Fair point.
Fair point.
So to be clear, you lost connection with Lucky.
Right. There's something in there that we've now opened the door
Mhm.
for.
And if he didn't come back, he's pretty nice so far. I mean, I've only had him for a whole day, but
No,
There
but
was-
after it went in the darkness, your connection was gone.
yeah. As soon as I went
wonder
through the
if you
door.
go- But when I got pulled back, did I see if there was another doorway that was visible on the other side, or I wasn't
That
able
was
to?
a 14.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
So
I know there's a thing in there. It started to get foggy. I almost think if I'm going to use Dispel Magic,
I think
Might
we
need to
would
be in
lose
there.
the connection if we do that, though. Like completely, because I think this has got to be some like teleportation thing.
hear me out. What if we left the house and then cast that on the house?
Dispel Magic on the house?
Oh, like on the door?
Yeah.
Then we could remake it.
I mean, it would get rid of the enchantment, but it might also delete and reset everything inside.
I don't know, because I think there's something connected to this on the other side. Is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Is that
No, that would make sense. Like it's a tunnel, like a hallway, like
right? There's
or-
someone tapping into this, and that's what's on the other side. Is what we have to. I mean, I could probably be wrong, but that's what I'm getting.
Could be. I'm not entirely certain.
Oh well, what are we? We've got
I've got nothing to lose, so
I've got nothing to lose. I've got like 2. I only feel like I've got a small scratch on me. I'm only down like 1 or 2 points. Right
Do we all just jump in and see what happens?
I think. Hold hands.
What do you
and go.
say, Iso?
Are you with us? And I will.
I have nothing to lose but my life.
Eric?
We'll see
you
you on
in?
the other side.
I mean, if you need me to, sure.
I don't know.
I feel like the more the merrier,
Yeah.
especially with his strength,
Right? And his arm's fixed.
right? All right, let's do
I
it.
suppose it's the least I can do, considering what you did for me. You know, not murdering me and then, you know, also fixing my arm.
Yep. Let's all hold hands. Is that what we've got?
Are we to that point in our adventuring?
I mean, if they're not comfortable, Fink, if you're comfortable with me.
You only live once. And I'll grasp Iniara's and Petunia's hand.
Oh, I hold on to the door frame. I'm like, guys, what if I stayed here and cast spells from far away?
But you can't see through the door. You can't.
I can't. Well, I have to stick my head through it like you did.
Because,
You didn't
Petunia,
get sucked
if you don't
in.
go through that door, you will have no idea what happened to Lucky.
You want your luck back.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready.
And with that, I'll turn towards the door. And just because Iniara mentioned fog, I'm going to hold my breath and walk through.
Okay.
We're all holding
hands,
Holding
right?
hands. We're all holding
Crosses
hands.
the doorway and disappears. Did all of you move at one time?
Yep. We're all
Yes.
pretty much.
Okay. As soon as Iso crossed the barrier, you notice the door closing.
But we're
Of
all one
what?
together. Like we all
The
are
door?
holding hands.
Right, but as soon as he crosses the threshold, because it's a door,
Right.
you can't go all abreast.
Or we
As
can
soon as he passes through the door, it starts to swing around to close. So you need to
go faster.
hurry in if you're going to join.
All right,
Yeah,
there we go.
quick.
Yep, we go.
Yep.
Or at least I
I-
go.
Definitely not a trap.
No,
Definitely
I'm still
not a
got my
trap.
Eldritch Blast.
You move through
In the back.
the doorway
Okay.
and hear the click behind you. You turn. There is no door anymore.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You look around and see nothing. But more than a few inches in front of your face, you can see your companions all around you. You now have the connection back with Lucky, who tells you all he sees is black.
I am going to attempt to cast Dispel Magic on the magical effect, which is causing the blackness.
Okay?
Or you mean the fog? Or
We don't see.
is it black now?
It's
You
black.
don't see fog right now, it is just black. But you cast Dispel Magic, taking a moment, you focus on the darkness around you, and it starts to dissipate.
Sweet.
Are her dancing lights still in here?
No, it's a
No, they're
concentration.
gone.
It is, okay.
Yep. They were eaten by the blackness.
Hmm.
The darkness dissipates, and your vision stays about the same as you notice that there is a very dense fog that fills this area.
I can only do this once. It's dense fog. So our vision is technically better, though.
Slightly.
Better than
you
what we
feel
have on here.
That's about what you got on there.
This is less than that's what we had when we came in.
This is not what you can normally see at, correct? As the unknown begins to set into everyone, I need a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, 18 plus 3, so 21.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20 for a 22.
Thank God, that's not bad.
All right, I'm 0 for 2 so far.
17.
17, I'm 0 for 3 so far.
Eso.
You guys are very mentally strong. And then we have Eso.
And don't forget about Garrick, too.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Garrett.
Who has his hammer or his axe with him, right?
He does have his axe with him,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Would not leave home without it. I feel like the silence on Iso's end means he rolled really, really well.
Oh, unbelievably well. 4.
4?
Ouch.
No. I'm sorry. 8.
Oh, that's
8.
better.
Well, I mean, that's
We're
not
still
as
holding
bad.
hands, right?
Yep.
Like we haven't
Oh,
let go.
definitely. And
Yep.
whoever is holding Iso's hand, you feel it crunch as panic begins to well up within him.
Who is holding
This is
his
unnatural
hand?
beyond all means. This
Me?
is nothing that Boldre has ever taught of. This is not okay. This fog, this darkness, everything about it is unnatural. And fear courses through you. You see Garrick tightly, like white knuckling his axe as he stares horrified into the fog. The 4 of you huddled around the very edge of this room. What would you like to do?
Can I try dancing lights again?
Sure. You conjure up a few lights and send them into the fog. You can see the glow of the orbs obscured by the fog itself, and you can see that they're still there. They don't disappear this time. But all you see is the glow off into the distance. No clarification on it. It's kind of like very dense fog when you're driving, as it just kind of reflects back the light at you.
Okay. I'm going to do something. If I can. It's another spell. Oh, if you need me to wait, I can.
Depends what everyone else is going to do.
Am I completely
gonna-
locked up by fear?
Panic is definitely
Nick,
setting in
Do you
as
have
to
fairy
what the
fire?
hell is in this fog.
I do.
You're able to move if you would like, but
You
you,
do,
are very apprehensive.
20 feet on one part of the room, and I'll do the other half?
Yeah, I can do that.
Because I also have fairy fire, so if you and I do fairy fire, we can maybe get a good chunk of the room.
Yeah,
I
and
can-
capture
At the
anyone.
very least, illuminate anything within here.
I think that sounds like a solid idea. Let's do it.
Okay.
Well, on the
You
count
both
of 3.
Right.
Cast fairy fire on either side of your chunks of the room.
Yep.
Okay,
I'll
how far
do
out from
I'll
you
do the left, you do the
specifically?
right. No, I'll do the right, you do the left. Not that it matters, but
20-foot cube.
yep, 2 20-foot
Yeah.
cubes. We're gonna try to
And
Best
not
that we
overlap
can.
each other.
talk to each other to not overlap, but we don't know how big the room is.
You do not.
We can I'm gonna go off the assumption that it's the same roundness as all the other rooms that we had.
Well, you
seen.
had a view of it before, right?
I got a quick
But you're
Very
glimpse.
brief glimpse.
Would I
You're
have been able
14.
to know if it was about the same size as all the other rooms? Because, I mean, that's what I'm going to operate off of, that it's the same size as all the other round rooms we've been in.
And you said you saw a person,
Um,
too.
Right,
Your
in the
brief
middle.
glimpse. This room is bigger.
All right.
Mhm.
I go...
Well, we can probably assume that there isn't someone standing 30 feet in front of us, so maybe we push it back a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because that'd be really weird if someone were right in front of us and
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Could be very weird.
I'll go for it.
Yep, that's what
Count
we
of
do.
three.
you will do, oddly, ping the darkness where you would like to center fairy fire on.
Well,
Well, we'll do that. Can I just take? I have a wishbone still in my pocket and cast light on it and throw it into the center when they cast their spell.
Sure.
I'll do that as soon as I see them casting fairy fire. I will. I mean, it's gonna be me throwing. Figure out how far I can
Yeah,
throw
I'll
it.
kind of do it over.
is that about where we should be
Go left.
for both of us there?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you feel your current positioning is accurate for your place in the group, yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so I will.
Yeah, close enough.
I'll
I am
center
a
it like
Damn it.
here-ish.
Okay.
And then I was gonna try and I think there, because that way they'll.
Then it
Hers should
shouldn't
pick up.
overlap.
Yeah, hers should pick up
So
right
just
about
to
where
make
mine
sure-
is.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the thought. That's the goal.
Yep. So
All
about.
right.
Alright. About there-ish.
Fairy fire.
What color do you two choose?
Mine is gonna be a purple, I think.
Yeah, mine is gonna be blue. Because I think that's what I've been casting things as, blue.
Yeah, I do
Alright.
a violet.
So
'Cause
deep
everything else
within
is-
the fog, you both throw out fairy fire, hoping to capture whatever entity is
In
causing these strange things. And you, although through the fog, you do see a purple outline begin to take shape.
Ooh.
Maybe about 40 feet in front of you. You don't know.
I'd like to cast Panic Attack.
That is a free action, and it is successful.
Nice.
So we caught something?
Something does appear in it.
I mean,
Or
anything.
at least Iniara did.
Well, was it blue or purple?
He said purple.
Purple.
Oh, okay.
It's a purple.
And through the fog, a voice rings out. So, you avoided the hermit's warning of his secret room. And deep within the room, you hear an unnatural inhale as though something is trying to suck in the entirety of the room. The fog begins to shift even. You feel, all 5 of you, including Garak, feel something tickling and pulling and prying at your very soul. I need a charisma saving throw from all of you.
Okay.
God, it's Kirby.
Charisma?
Charisma.
Charisma.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Whoever does charisma.
I know.
Right?
Come on,
Who
son
does that?
of a-
Ooh! Apparently I have advantage
Oh, nice.
on
Wait,
charisma against
this
magic.
considered
Is this a
charm?
magic? Is this magic? Yes.
Technically, it's not magic.
Damn it!
It's an ability.
It's an ability.
Is this
Or
considered
DMs will get you every time.
being charmed?
A magical ability? Does that
You are
count?
not being charmed,
Damn
no.
it. God.
Okay,
I
Nine.
rolled a
Damn it.
Nice,
natural
Petunia.
20,
Natural 20
Sure.
again? Well done.
25. I am shocked.
Petunia,
I got a
with
9.
that, you somehow
This isn't
find an extra piece of resolve. You
She's super lucky.
kind of clutch towards the clovers that have provided you guidance and provided luck to you throughout your entire life. And you feel a couple of them kind of wither and die in your hand, and as a result, it rebuffs whatever is attacking you at the moment. The rest of you
The rest of us
feel a
failed.
little bit of yourself kind of get siphoned away. It seems like this thing has absorbed part of your soul.
I want that back.
You get a feeling, the 3 of you
Mm-hmm.
get a feeling of deep satisfaction that radiates from the center of this room. And Petunia, you feel nothing but hatred coming from that center.
I can kind of see something.
You can kind of see something.
It's within range, right? And I can see it.
You can see
You have a sense.
a purple outline, yes.
Magic missile.
Into the darkness? Really? I'm kidding.
And having done that, you see the purple outline kind of wave its hands very briefly, and the fog lifts.
I need my magic missile right now.
Oh, I cast Witch Bolt as soon as I see it. After feeling hatred.
You took part of
And
my
you see
part of
a
me.
figure
I have to move forward.
dressed in black robes, a long pointed snout
Red cat.
just poking out through it, and hatred beginning to fill the room. And that is where we will cut for tonight.
There's the cliffhanger.
You know, I just want to throw this out there. I wanted to start a water park, and you guys wanted to come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Equally
Should
as
have
dangerous.
mentioned.
At least for me.
Fink, Iso, and Iniara,
Yep.
having had a piece of your soul
Oh.
stolen, you all take 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay, that's not as bad as I
Ooh.
thought. It's still bad, but not as bad as I thought. Where the hell
Could
did
be
you put this
worse.
on here?
It's under
Just for the sake of extra little
conditions.
bits of description before we fully duck out for tonight,
Conditions?
you notice puffs of red fur along this snout. It kind of reminds
there
you of
it
a
is.
fox.
It's not like the one that was
You
before. No, it wasn't the guy before. Where's Excel? There it is.
And that is the little piece of information I will leave you with.
What does 1 level exhaustion do again? Disadvantage on
To
ability
disadvantage
checks.
on ability check. Correct.
Could be worse.
So both of these saves tonight, like I am proficient with wisdom and charisma saving throws. I rolled a 5 on both of them.
Ooh.
Ouch. That's rough.
Yeah, considering I have a +4 on both.
I rolled a 9 straight up because I got nothing.
So with that, we will come back to door number 4 next week and figure out whatever this thing is.
Is it wearing a hat?
It's definitely.
Yeah, is it wearing a red cap?
It is not wearing a hat. It has a black hood
And it's
pulled
red
up.
fur.
There's little bits of white trim to kind of complete out the cloak and robe that it's wearing.
Is it Krampus? Krampus?
It
There
is
we
not
go.
Krampus. No.
No, it's his.
It's something
his
I would
brother.
consider much worse.
Which worth, huh?
Much
Iso
worse.
knows.
Does Iso
Herm,
know?
Herm to Herm's brother, Humdy Hum.
Humdium.
That's it. Nailed it.
Well, it depends.
Cannon.
You saw campaign 1. Do you know what this means? Oh yeah.
Oh god, is it a Rakshasa?
All I do is
It's
flail.
fox-like, and I anticipate that most people will not know what this is.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I got no idea either. No, I just...
We can continue to discuss here briefly, but I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight.
Good night.